Welcome once again to our story unfolds. Our pirates find themselves in many a situation at the entrance to Riptide Cove, home of beast and monster, grindylows of old, their terrible queen, her dark spawn, the prisoners. There's so much to find in so little time, yet the tides are against them. High tide is coming, and must wait for low tide before journeying into the dark caverns below, with hopes of saving some folks, and perhaps getting back to their ship in time. Time is against them. So why don't we jump on in, as they say, to what's going on in this place. Yar.
Yar.
Mm-hmm. I can only have the hat on for a moment though, because it doesn't let me have headphones on. I mean, I can get the open dial, but it's a very nice hat.
I just got the strangest ad on Twitch when I loaded up your stream.
I can kind of have it, but it's not going to fit over top of my head, so I can kind of let it there. It just doesn't work as well.
It looks great. Perfect.
But welcome, Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea. We're getting into the next episode, of course. If you missed last week, there was some exciting adventures on Bonewrack Island here. It's a very pleasant place filled with oh-so-pleasant things.
Perfect vacation spot, holiday destination.
Yeah, you know.
You can see such sights as giant bugs, tree monsters, and the dragons being strangled.
And grindylows. Plenty of grindylows.
Hey, you might be into the last thing.
You might be into that part.
Mm-hmm. The tree monsters did try to strangle people. They're all about that.
It's in their name.
But anyway, we kind of left off. Oh, what were we saying there?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, I couldn't take a piranha strike either. Rapiers don't like weapons. So I'm just taking weapon focus and calling it a day.
You know what?
If you want to take it for
taking my
Piranha Strike, go ahead. I don't know why Piranha Strike is not included on it.
Just so chat knows, I was like, oh, I'm going to take, what do you call it? A piercing, whatever. The
fence or something.
Fencing's grace. I'm like, oh wait, I don't have weapon focus. Whatever, I'll just take Piranha Strike for extra damage instead. Then I read Piranha Strike. And it has to be a light weapon. I was like, oh, okay.
If you want to take it,
you know,
I feel like Piranha Strike should really be for anything that can be finessed. I feel like that's what it really should be.
Isn't? No, make weapon doesn't make it light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct. It doesn't change the size category or anything.
No.
Like that.
But I feel like that's what it should have been, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree.
I
think that.
So if you wanna take Piranha Strike for the goddamn Rapier, go ahead. I mean, I don't mind because
yeah, I'll do that then.
Because it makes sense because it's sort of like it's the largest finesse weapon there is.
It is. And
all the light weapons could just be finessed, and it is a finesse-based skill kind of. It's a little different than actual weapon finesse, but they are in the same vein, you know. I don't see why they don't match up the same way, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna just say that, you know, I'll just have to wait till I hit level 6 War Priest to just get what do you call it, weapon specialization instead to get bonus damage. But yeah, no, that works. I'll take Piranha Strike.
Yeah,
that's fine. You know.
I appreciate your graciousness.
I'm gracious because there's like some stupid ideas that they made.
It's almost like this is an old system.
It's almost as if it's based upon an even older system.
It's almost like it's based on a very bloated system.
Hey.
Yeah, both of them.
Look, I like old systems, okay? I've been playing AD&D second edition, okay? It's wild.
Boy.
It's wild, dude, okay? It's a great time. Don't discount it till you try it.
I don't mind it, honestly.
It's some fun. I might DM it one day. It sounds interesting.
I mean, I grew up with Thaco. I remember it. It's fine. We had this discussion.
Thaco.
Yeah, well, if I were to ever DM it, I would replace Thaco with a translation of Thaco into increasing numbers instead of whatever the bullshit that is.
It's just base attack bonus, because it really is!
Yeah, it is. It's just, you get if you're a fighter, you get +1 every level, and then you just reverse the AC so it goes up.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but there's no pirate named Taco here, so... Well, there might be, actually. We've been talking to everyone in the crew.
I get +2 damage. Let's go.
So you found yourself at like kind of a entrance to Riptide Cove. It seems to be some kind of like oh, what the heck are those things named? Those like a lagoon, like a circular lagoon with like but it's like it's almost like it was a cave that the roof collapsed in, kind of thing. I can't remember what those are called. Like, aren't they like blue holes or something? They're actually called.
Blue holes are different, I think.
Because it's the same kind of thing that it's got like the sharp walls that lead down into there, so it's not like a easy climb down, and it's like water at the bottom. I just can't remember the term for it. I don't know if the book actually tells me the goddamn term for it either.
I would hope the book does.
They probably don't, honestly
but
speaking.
like, knowing how Pathfinder adventures are written, it probably
They just call it Cove. Honestly, they call it
you
just
know what?
Riptide Cove, which is the entrance to Riptide Cove. Which I thought a cove was actually at the sea edge, and this is slightly into the island. Though probably connected to the sea because you can tell that there is a tidal movement to the water. So yeah.
It's a cove depending on the perspective you're looking at.
From my perspective, the cove is evil, so...
I hate sand.
So...
There's a lot of it here, sorry.
Regardless, easily seeing down into there, you do not see any signs of the grindylow that were kind of hanging around this area that, was it that solid? Was it...
I saw it.
Okay, so Revia. Yeah, you don't see any sign of them right now. Their presence seems to have disappeared. You know, whether or not that means they're down in the water somewhere, or this was just because of the sharp cliffs, they don't patrol here, and maybe just by chance they were here. You don't know. But, yeah, very easily you can tell high tide is in. If there is an easy way out of this cove area, which there probably is, you certainly would have difficulties right now. Getting in there, you would involve like swimming, going underwater, certainly be pretty difficult. And it looks like this is the time period that tide is coming in. So it is.
It could only be difficult for all of us except for one person.
Yeah. So it hasn't quite hit high tide yet, but the high tide is coming in, and it's close to it. Like, you were kind of like, when you came ashore, it was past low tide and going into, starting to head towards high tide. So it has been a number of hours, and now it's getting up towards high tide. So you would estimate that probably in about 9 or 10 hours, when the tides are switching, it would probably be a good time to go down there, because that's when it's going out to low tide and very close to it. If you didn't want to do a lot of swimming, which is an option.
Swimming. That means potential drowning for 4 people here.
Mm-hmm. No, we just wait till low tide, like reasonable people.
Well, I mean, how much time is that going to take? Just because, remember, we are on time.
Like
9 to 10 hours, I said.
Yeah.
AKA, you can take a rest.
We also know where a source of fresh water already is.
Yeah, let's definitely do that then.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we chose to rest before we ended last session.
We were talking about
Yes.
that, but we didn't really give the good excuse for it of, hey, they actually have tides here that I know about that I should...
The only problem with the freshwater we found is it's on a hill.
Yeah, but we can just, have our big beefy boy lug some barrels.
They'd be very heavy.
Always up for lugging barrels.
I believe him. Okay.
He's got 18 strength. He's got this.
He's a strong lad.
All right. So are you planning to head up to the back to the top of the hill kind of area? Is that where you want to go? You could also head back towards your boat to rest. You currently are a little cross country, so that's the only thing I have to say about it.
Like, well, could rest here. We don't know if this is fully secure or not.
Accurate.
Yeah, we there could be more of the those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But only 2 attacked us, and I think a gun would have alerted more.
Sure.
I don't know. I was pretty stealthy with that gun.
You're very
one heard
stealthy.
anything. I cast silence, and then I flew
Someone
up
wants,
into a tree.
Hey,
if someone wants to roll
you stopped it.
dungeoneering, I think it's dungeoneering. Let me
I
check.
think I
actually.
technically have dungeoneering.
Gotcha.
I have a 0 in it, so I don't
I
know
have
if
it trained.
I should roll it.
Yeah,
Come back.
Okay.
It's a class skill, but I've not put any points in, so I don't think I
Let me
should
just
be
check
allowed
to make
roll
sure
it.
dungeoneering was the correct one. It was. So Quentin, you know, at least when it comes to the subterranean version of these creatures, they don't tend to hunt far from their location. They're much more of a sit and wait kind of creature, like a web-based spider, except they're like things that disguise themselves and attack traditionally more from above. It doesn't mean, depending on the food supply, some of them could have wandered and be able to come back here. It's just, I will tell you, the chances are low that that is something that will be here.
Alright. Well, I'll pass that along.
Well, then we could rest a little closer to this cove.
You could just camp out here. That is an option.
As long as
I saw like a couple of those goblin squid things, like sitting here, right? Like they're in the cove.
The angle actually from above, because you are much lower down on the kind of hill area, you did have enough angle to look down to partially into the water of this cove. It is a cliff face here, but it is only a let me check. It depends on where you want to scale, between 40 to 80 feet down. So probably 80 foot on the one side towards the north. Let me switch people over to the map for a moment here, because we're looking at that. So probably 80 feet more on this top side, because it's like the higher, and probably 40 feet down here, which is a pretty stark difference. And it is, judging that you're probably a couple more 100 feet above there, that's why they had a good angle down, so they were probably on the 40-foot side of the cove, and the looking glass, spyglass, had a position to see into that area. So it doesn't, if you are up at the fortification, you do not see all of the cove. You see maybe about 2/3 to half of the cove, somewhere in between there.
Okay.
And that's where you saw them. So it's all about those angles.
Okay.
Probably best we sit at the 80-foot section if we wish the rest of the cove. Give us a little more height, more sight down.
I agree.
Anybody looking into the water, though, can give me a knowledge, geography, or a profession sailor check.
I'm really good at one of those.
Winch. Okay, sure. I'll roll it. I continue the trend.
Okay.
Just that one, baby. Let's go.
So Quentin, Ravia, certainly the two of you will easily notice that though the water down there is churning considerably, so you can see that like waves must be coming into somewhere along the outside cliff face, going into these tunnels and having an effect all the way over in here. Where that is exactly, you're not sure, but you're seeing the effects of those waves. The other thing that you can notice is the water here is deep. How deep? You're not sure. But this must go deeper than however it goes into here from the sea. You know, so the bottom of this drops out more than whatever tunnel is throwing out the waves into this cove. So
Is anyone carrying rope?
It means that there is the option of diving into the water too, if you want to.
I do not.
I do actually have 50 feet of rope, so I will produce from my pack just some probably water-soaked hemp rope, because it's just sort of been around, and I'll produce it. Say, got some here.
Well, we have a way down.
To be
and the
honest,
rest-
you never really need to ask one round. I'm always carrying around.
Oh, do you have another set of 50 rope? 50 foot of rope?
Would you rather have 100?
Do you have 100?
Well, 50 of hemp and 50 of a more expensive variety that I'd rather not use for this if I don't need to, but if it's required.
Well, we'll see after we sleep. It is best we set up a way to climb down and up instead of trying to jump into the water if I way out.
Seems like a better plan.
It does.
So we can, so just so I have it pictured right, so we're on what you said, an 80-foot high kind of section?
Yeah, like if you would go to you're on the north side, which is about 80 foot up. The south side is about 40 foot up.
Yeah, and then, so then 40 feet down, while it's high tide, is where the water starts?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
And
not
then
sure, you're not sure if you go by normal tidal differences, in most area, it's probably like 5 feet of difference.
I'm going to assume it's probably more in this case, though, because it's so far inland.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, it's... You're not exactly sure how much. Let me just check to see how much it does. Okay, yeah. 5 to 10 feet of difference, it's probably what it is. And, I mean, like... how navigable the caves will be down there, but, like, you can... Let me just see if you can actually see the entrance. You can tell there seems to be an area on the other side of you that is very flooded right now that you think might be an entrance deeper in and is where the water is coming in. So it looks like the water is coming in from, like, the southwest to a degree. So probably the waves kind of go through a cavernous area and kind of churn into here. This actually might be the end zone for the churning part of the tide. That's good. But the bad part is it's probably still going to be as high as it is going to be anywhere else, you know.
Okay, but I feel like that's probably our entrance into the Goblin Squid Cave.
Southwest side of this area.
And I feel comfortable 100 feet of rope can get this to like a tree or something to tie it to, and then all the way down.
There are trees and stuff around on this cliffside. I'm sure you can find one that, like a tree or rock face or something that will secure you. Yes, with 100 feet of rope, certainly you can find something nearby and get you at least to the water's edge.
Okay.
Certainly on the
all
40-foot side, I will say. 80-foot side, probably you might need a little bit more, but yeah, 40-foot side.
Yeah, alright, that's all we needed. Just secure the rope on the 40-foot side, 100 feet. Okay, well, with that, well, it's time to take a rest then, it seems. Watch order, who I can watch first.
Are you going to just rest here then, I guess?
I thought we were
Yeah.
Up to you.
Okay. I think it would be better to rest here because there was like a building we could have rested in up here. That could have kept us a little protected.
Sure, if you want to walk another mile. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. We're doing that.
I mean, that is the building where we got ambushed and I was almost slain.
Yes, but we have kind of deduced that if there were more, they would have reacted to the gunshot and come back.
I thought that was for the area we're in now.
No, that was
No.
for the divine chokers, or whatever they were.
Yeah, I know the creatures, but...
Let's rub here.
There probably wouldn't be vine chokers in this area, is the same thing to say.
Yes. So yeah, there probably wouldn't be any here.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. If we go back to the building, there might be more there.
There's a low chance of it, but there's might be.
But I think it's more we're risk reward because you have to think about the fact that we're also likely to get these little goblin things coming attacking us in the middle of the night.
We can just go back to our
hold
boat.
up. Hold up.
We
We
can
talked
also
about this at the end of the last stream. We were
also
just going to rest in the
here.
boat so that nobody could, if there was anybody, they couldn't take it in the night or.
That's
Yeah.
right, we did talk about that. We just drag it on the beach and literally sleep on the beach.
It's an hour down to the boat, so 8 hours of rest, an hour there, 8 hours of rest, hour back. You know, if you really wanted to do it that way.
We make it there right on low tide.
And again, like, I was giving you that at 8 hours. It's not exactly on low tide, but it gives you, like, a couple of hours around that time. So you're, like, an hour before lowest tide, hour after kind of thing, where it's still at a pretty reasonable level, you know? Because
Yeah,
that's probably what you want to aim for. Like, technically the hour or two before lowest tide.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
good to me.
All right. While you're heading back up, because I assume you want to try to get back to the trail you were on,
Yeah.
I assume so.
please give me perception checks on your way.
See if anything.
Yes.
Oh, I'm still cursed to roll bad.
I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, cool's got this.
Apparently Yakul's got this. So Yakul. There's something in the water over here.
Over where?
In this area over here. You're not sure what it is.
There's something in the water?
Yeah. You just catch sight of it in amongst the tide. Something seems odd. Not a natural shape at the bottom of the water.
Did we take the spyglass from this place?
Yeah, I took the spyglass.
So I would point out to the, I would just say, hey, something in the water over there. Not sure what.
It's because the water's
hold a
pretty
moment.
clear. You can notice things. It's just that it is like a 1.4 miles away, you know?
I take out the spyglass and I look in the direction of it.
You can
Yakul's
get
pointing.
another perception bonus. You get the +2 from the spyglass.
Guidance.
Yep, I guidance myself
Mhm.
for this check, I guess. So I have a.
I'll actually give you an extra +2 assistance from Yakul, because Yakul already got the check.
Okay.
So you get a total
So
plus
a total
5.
5. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I rolled a 2.
18's still enough.
No, that's my total.
Oh, you added the +5?
Yep, to my miscs.
Yeah, you can't see it then. You
I,
don't know what it
I-
is.
I pass. I pass it to. Well, does anyone else want to look? I can't see anything.
Give it a look, I guess. Yeah, I'll guidance myself and give it a look, I guess. I'll just have
Okay.
my guidance bonus is a +2, I think?
plus
Guidance is +1.
Guidance is 1, okay, so I've been plus
But I'll give you the same, same +5. You know, you have an area where it's at because of Yakul's pointing, and then the spyglass gives you an extra +2.
Okay. So I'll use that.
rolls another 2.
Wow.
We're just desperate to not see this thing.
Oh, hand it over, you magical mooks.
Because I've been sassed, I don't guidance this man.
I pat you for guidance.
Okay.
May
Roll,
Bismari guide your eyes.
roll perception with +5 than normal.
Oh, good. The blessing is what talking about.
Yeah, it's an organized religion. It's not a cult.
Actually, it's a very disorganized religion.
That's actually true, yeah.
It's very
+7? Because the 2 from the spyglass?
Plus 5 your total.
+5 is your total with the spyglass bonus.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
plus
so the
5
area
on
was
top of
3,
your
the
normal.
spyglass was
Yeah, it's your normal +5. Yeah. With that spyglass, Yakul's bonus, and
the
guidance.
Oh, that one's up. Never mind. We'll worry about the math later. Done.
Did it include the +5, or am I adding the +5?
Add the +5 to that.
Okay, so 30. Then yes, certainly you notice
Someone has eyes.
there's a sunken boat out there.
Oh, that's cool as
You
fuck.
said you saw something moving? There's a boat, but I don't believe it's
It
moving.
wasn't really moving. It was like an unusual shape, is what he saw.
I could go and check it out, I guess.
I don't know.
I would not correct him on that. I would just shrug and say, I would just go,
I'm a better swimmer than all of you.
On the other hand, you seemingly weren't able to see a boat sitting right there.
On the other hand, it's a pretty long cliff, so you might not want to insult me.
I can probably
How
make
strong?
that
I
pretty
mean,
easily.
I would wish you luck in pushing Quentin.
It'd be a rather sight to see. Wanna try?
I gesture for you to hand me back the spyglass.
I pull out my gun.
I pull out my gun.
We can check Listen, we can check out this boat after we save Sandra and who else was stolen?
Oh god, what's her
Load
name?
gang.
Sly.
Load
Once
gang.
again, just going to put it out there, we don't necessarily have to save the other one. She's kind of
She's alive
working
or
for the
saving.
people.
And if we save her, we might be able to pull her and her people to our side.
Also, no one deserves to die to filthy squid goblins, okay? Like, that's
What I'm
kind of
saying
fucked up.
is, if she decides that she does not want to help us, maybe we never found her. Unfortunate accident.
It's
Because
a
I'd rather not
possibility.
return one of the Whipman's allies to him.
We will see when we get there. I have no problem with leaving Lone Gan.
Yeah, lone gun.
Lone Gan. Fuck. English is hard for my tongue. I have no problem with leaving them there. They're not a friend of ours. Fuck. Like, listen, okay? It came out way better in game.
A little bit of a struggle, but you got there in the end.
You know,
You know what? We take
it's
those.
perfect in game, okay?
Fix it in post.
My mouth would just stop.
Yoko will shrug and say, "If she's alive, I'm gonna save her."
I'd agree with this one.
I think
That might be helpful.
I think it's pretty easy to convince someone you just saved to side with you in the end.
A ship's doctor takes an oath to leave grudges behind.
It's the #1 rule of a ship, except it only really counts when you're on the ship.
Will you make it back to your ship? The current one you have.
I'm now a ship's doctor again. I'm no longer an island doctor. As I return to my ship.
I mean, the ship you have right now is probably not the best for long-term ocean
No.
voyages.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it has a mast, but like supplies, maybe for one person you could supply enough for a couple of weeks of journey. But yeah, for a crew of all of you, it's tiny. Even with that mast.
We'll just have to carry the ship in the water.
But you can rest, regain spells, recover, and prepare for returning to
One HP I was missing.
Riptide Cove.
I don't know when I got hit in that fight, but I only took 1 damage.
Anybody can heal up 3 naturally, if you're just healing up hit points naturally.
Yeah.
I might have
noticed
been down 1
I
HP
think I
from
had
before.
I had 1 spell slot left before rest if anyone needs it, like magic healing.
So after the night's rest, that's gonna leave me at 28 out of 34 hit points.
You'll
so,
get
heal on
my
me.
cure wounds before we go to sleep then.
Okay.
So heal 9.
Hell yeah.
Brings me to full.
Okay. So everybody be healed up. Get your spells back. It's getting prepared for low tide on the next day. It will be technically like probably early morning the next day when you'll be going out for low tide. So you kind of arrived here kind of originally in the morning and spent a lot of the day kind of checking out the island at this point.
As a note, I'm still Big Fox.
Okay.
Have not returned to human.
Okay. You can easily return to Riptide Cove then, and let me move everyone back over to that map. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, we
You
have
will
to
have your
memorize
9 hours.
spells.
You'll get your spells.
Yeah, people who need to memorize their spells like nerds.
Yeah.
Hi.
You'll
I
have
do
your
too.
spells.
Remember, I have to pray to my god to get spells.
I'm just gonna get an extra hour of beauty sleep because I can.
Okay, so just to be clear, what we do is we go on the 40-foot side, tie off the 100 feet of rope, or it's more like, I guess, 95 feet, as we use 5 feet of it, whatever, to tie it to the other side. You know, we use the rope to tie to a tree or a rock or whatever that secures it, and we lower it down to the 40-foot side.
Can everybody give me a perception check again while you're here?
Perception check.
Yes.
Okay. I rolled
good at those.
so bad. I have eyes, I swear. I'm not blind.
Oh my
Wait,
god, I rolled a 14.
What?
No, I have eyes.
Do you-
I swear. I swear to you.
Let me just check something here. Quentin.
Perceptive. Perceptive.
Uh,
thought.
I need to
Debbie, I
check.
need that spyglass. It's my brand.
Uh,
My brand.
My brand.
Quentin, what is your...
My glasses are so...
Roll a knowledge nature for me, Quentin.
Nature.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you trained in it?
Nice.
Okay.
It's a class skill. But that's about it.
So, roll me a Arcana too. Are you trained in that at all?
Sure.
I'm gonna take it as you're not trained at it.
That one isn't even a class skill, so I'm pretty sure I
Okay.
get a penalty to that.
You can get a DC 10 check. That's what it means. If you don't have anything, if you don't have a rank in anything, you can still get a DC 10 check. All right. So you're trying to they're setting up the ropes. You will notice something unusual on the cliffside. You are not sure what they are. But even with your poultry knowledge check, there seems to be unusual holes over on this side of the cliffside.
Okay.
Like,
Kinda like
you can't see what's there, but there is weird holes there in the cliffside.
Has everyone else gone down already?
No, this is while you're setting up.
Yeah.
As well. Okay. I'm just gonna wait on that information.
Okay. Who goes down first? If you're climbing down the rope.
Have these holes been pointed out to anyone?
Nope.
Alright, nice job, bro.
I
Good help, and
I generally will go first unless anybody else wanted to go first.
I suggest Shackled goes first anyway.
All right, you can climb down the rope. The rope is set up that you can climb down. You could also just dive in if you wanted to. Honestly.
how deep is the water?
Can I tell how deep the water is?
Very deep.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah. It would be acrobatics or swim check to dive down into it.
I will swim.
Okay.
Or you can just climb down the rope, right? And just take the extra time to climb
You
safely
could
down the
do
rope.
either of those three options.
What's the DC on
I have
that?
I have a +8 to swim, so I have a very low chance.
Well, but
True.
what's climbing a rope? Isn't that just you can just climb the rope?
I don't
or
think
DC 5.
No,
Right.
DC 5 would be knotted,
Yeah.
and it would also be knotted against a very good wall. This isn't a great wall. I would say it's probably DC 15, which I will also be honest with you is the exact same DC for jumping in. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
whichever you want to
jumping
do.
in. That's a much higher bonus for me, so I am going to do my swim.
Nice.
You just
Okay.
face plant into the water.
+8, please.
Okay. You jumped in on. Fortunately, you jumped in on the 40-foot increment.
How much fall damage?
Not that much actually, because the 40-foot increment is the good increment for diving in. You take damage, and it will be. Actually, let me just roll.
For some reason, I can't remember what it's called, but y'all cool just belly dived.
Yeah.
Just
Belly
belly
flop.
flop.
Belly flop.
You will
there
take 3 non-lethal damage.
Nice.
And you jumped in at the 40-foot side, so you don't take any lethal damage. If you jumped in at the 80-foot side, you would have taken lethal damage also.
That's fantastic.
But you still, like, you did basically, like, flop into the water very poorly.
You'll hear me like submerge from the water, and there's a little bit of quiet, and then the sort of echoey just, ow.
Oh.
What do I see?
Right down there.
You'll have to give me a swim check if you're going to be at the surface. There's still two. A separate one. This is for not diving in. This is for action, which you do very well.
I'm a very good swimmer, just not a very good diver.
Anyway. Yakul, make me a perception check just to see about something here. That's going to start happening. Hey, you got a better angle at this.
Okay.
Let me move you. You're, like, down here. Everybody else is, like... let me reveal a little area so I can have, like, a cliffside for you to be up on. Like, over
This is
here.
also a mechanic question. What is the passive plus you get to swim if you have a swim speed in Pathfinder?
You get a +8.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that on.
Wow.
Because I have a swim speed.
Anyway.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's these fucking things.
Mosquito pit. Or I guess a sturge pit.
Oh, good lord.
A lot of sturges.
Emerging from the holes in the walls
Oh.
that Quentin saw is a lot of sturges that are swimming down, flying down towards Yakul. Yakul.
That's not what Quentin thought those holes were.
Yeah, no. Sturge holes.
This is fine.
They were nesting
Alright,
sites.
hold up. These are the. Oh god, it's these
Yeah,
things.
these
again.
things.
They're
God,
Cause
giant
horrible-
mosquitoes.
Horrible disease.
Yeah, they're giant disease-ridden mosquitoes.
I see
Hey,
your plan, Tantus. You're trying to drag us back into the hell that was carrying crown.
No, this is just Pathfinder.
Next level, I get lesser restoration.
I'm gonna pop out this character sheet for sturges.
How far down
You
are
know, one day I'll get a bow.
They are going to be, like, surrounding him, I guess, at this point in time. They use their surprise round to fly out.
No, rip Yakul.
So now I will put out this turn order. Okay, so one thing. Let me clear the old turn orders.
Yeah.
Quentin's
make sure
just
that
gonna shout down,
cleared.
dive under the water!
Hey. Tasty.
I'm just gonna create a copy over here. 'Cause
Tantus, can you actually just clear a little more space?
Yeah, like maybe here. And like some of the void
Or
over
just
here.
behind us?
Yeah, like a healthy clear like
that's like area that isn't cliffside, I will tell you, and that's why
Okay.
I can't really clear it.
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's
There's like
part
a
of
little,
the
there's
map.
like a little line here
Yeah.
as well.
It's kind of hard to do it because this is like you guys are, you know,
Yeah,
it just
as long as it's there enough so we can grab our tokens and stuff, right?
yeah, you should be able to see all your
That's all we
tokens.
really need.
Yeah.
We rolled really well on initiative. What the hell?
Yeah.
Ooh, the Sturges didn't. Good for you. Well, Quentin, there are like swarms of these little bug things coming down. 5 of them are like they're diagonally above him, but they're kind of like still in the like around him in the water. And there's a couple more that seem to be slightly farther off that are kind of like beginning to swarm in. They are also, may I note, cat-sized.
Yeah. That's fair.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
I can also do something here. There you go.
No, I have
Sturges.
another point to these things.
Yeah, well acquainted. Far more than I'd like to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sturges.
Sturges. Buggies.
Everyone's favorite.
Who doesn't love a sturge?
Would dropping an item down to the water be a move action?
Probably yes.
Probably yes.
Depends on what you're trying to drop.
Drop a potion.
Then I would say yes, because that's probably more stowed than just like the dropping is not what takes the action; it's the
Yeah, I know.
pulling it out. Yeah.
That's what I mean. The whole thing I'm doing, would that be a move action?
Yes,
Okay.
like pulling out a potion and tossing it down to Yakul.
Then he's gonna pull potion of invincibility. That'd be nice.
Oh damn.
Potion of invisibility out of his out of his bag and drop it down to the alcohol. Sorry, very distracted today.
It's okay.
Drink that if you
Happens.
need it, and dive under the water. And then take a shot with the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, blammo. No. Moving on.
Nice.
All right. Next, the Tillies.
Are they more than 30 feet away?
We're 40 feet up.
You are 40 feet up. Honestly, probably I will give you that, like, this dude can be 30 feet away from you. That's the closest
Alright. Then the one that's actually in range, I'm gonna throw a tiny acid blue at.
one. Okay.
Nothing happens.
Did you say
That
acid
turns
blue?
over.
Yeah,
I
that's
said
a blue.
blue.
It's a small little orb.
Blue.
It's an orby.
Yeah,
It
Orby.
is an
Ah,
Orby.
blue. I see.
It's ghost orbs. Perv, set up your dots.
No.
Rio.
Stop.
She's hunting. She's hunting.
What is her internal light crossbow? 80 feet.
lot.
I can easily hit like any of them. I will take a shot at this one in the middle here.
Okay.
I need to get a bow.
Crossbow. Okay.
Huge.
Well,
10 piercing damage.
Blurf.
You fucking just.
Yeah, you just annihilated it. You just like shot it
Oh,
through its
you just
body, and
mark
there's
off
just
a,
like it just kind of just blurst apart.
Just mark
Blurst
off
being
my-
the word I'm using there.
Blurst,
A lot
yeah,
of
that's fair.
BL words going on here.
Mark
Okay.
off my bolts.
Blurst, bloob.
Blammo.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Right. So
Uh,
any of them within melee range for me.
Technically, but you really probably couldn't swing your two-handed weapon because you're swimming.
Are we gonna have a recreation of a man eating a sturge?
But
far, this
hey,
is more
what
of a recreation
what
of
y'all
what
cool
used to
could do? You could grab the rope with one hand and bite,
No,
or just
God.
bite.
Also, don't lose that potion.
He'll be a shark. He'll go under. He's gonna jump off.
Oh, hey, make a reflex save to catch a potion.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
I can see Tantus considering it. I see it in his eyes.
You can have it if you want. I'm gonna be nice.
It's like if it was in that one, just breaks in my face.
Oh,
And
it
the
would have just
potion-
splashed on your head or something.
A potion of invisibility, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so that
In case
makes
you.
Ocean of Invis becomes an oil of Invis.
So I'm going to, seeing that me being up here is not going to be super helpful, I'm going to first, how many of these could I catch in a 15-foot cone? In theory, could I catch 2 of them? I think that's my
Oh,
best.
definitely.
Shooting upwards.
Definitely. You could probably hit.
Yeah, I can hit those 3 if that.
Yeah.
I just don't know like the heights and stuff like that.
You could probably, if you wanted to swim a little closer to the wall, because you did dive in, you're a little off from the wall. You could climb. You could swim to the rope.
Right here.
Would provoke an attack of opportunity from 4 of them. Is the only thing, but you could
And
catch
what would
4 of them. Yeah.
Just versus
You
reward.
would catch the ones in front of him.
I'm
Yeah.
a brave boy. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Disease, here we come.
Filth fever. Let's go.
Let us see here. What is your? Oh God, that.
AC is 16.
Not against this. They touch.
Touch
Oh
AC,
god, that's
80.
terrifying.
I
with
did
that
not know
knowledge-
that in my defense. So that's 12.
Mm-hmm.
With that knowledge, you still want to? Okay, too late.
My character wouldn't know that, to be
That's
fair.
That's fair.
It's only one.
Are you
thing.
attached?
They actually don't do any damage. So I will say. I'm just gonna give them little modifiers.
yeah, add a little icon. Which ones you're attached?
They'll get
Oh,
the gear
God.
icon. So the gear icon ones are
completely-
attached to you.
I did.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Okay. So they have latched onto you.
Roll take fortitude saves.
Oh, technically.
Am I rolling fortitude saves now?
Not right now, because they didn't do it at their turn. This is during your
good.
turn that they
Yeah,
attached. That's
it's
a good
their
news.
turn that everything's gonna pop off.
Yeah, it's their turn. Everything is up.
I'm
But
just-
I mean, you've
Kill them all.
moved. But you've got 3 of them that like one of them is now on top of your head, Another one of them is like on your shoulder, and the other one's on your other shoulder. So it's like you're like kind of like swimming above the water, but you got these things on you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna breathe fire on these guys. I'm imagining I can't get this guy anymore. Correct?
No.
All right. So I'll get just these three then.
Okay.
These three over here. So my damage increased on that to 2d6 this time, but it is a DC.
Roll your 2d6, and I will roll some reflex saves.
It is DC 14.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Blurf, blurf. And this one will take some damage.
Well,
So-
I was going to swim under the water with it, but I think that since these guys attach themselves to me, that's not a good thing to do.
I mean, it actually might fuck them up.
They could, theoretically.
Let me see.
It can't hurt, I guess.
On the other hand, now that they're attached to you, if you do die, we
Well, that's the problem, is you won't be able to target them, so, like, I need just to get these things. I think I'm going to stay above.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to risk it.
Bravia.
Yeah. Huh. What do I want to do?
Well, 3 of them are now attached to your Dragonborn.
My
Yeah,
kingdom for a bow.
Could... What?
My kingdom for a bow.
Oh, yeah. My kingdom for a bow. Classic. Classic story by the British king. Absolute classic. So, jumping down there would be a move action? Or it would be part of my move? Or would it be an action?
You could have it as your move if you wanted to dive down in there. I'd say sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I do.
All right. Acrobatics or swim check.
I'm fine. Alright.
You dive in. You will still have to make me a swim check to be in the churning waters and be at the surface if you want to.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't want to drown.
Yeah.
Drowning's bad.
So you're like, you could be like, because these guys are like, you know, all around and they're on Yakul technically. I'm just gonna move them.
Oh no, one's in the void.
So you could be like right here if you wanted to, or
Yeah. So let's hope I just roll good on this swim check, okay?
Yeah.
You do. You're
Okay.
you manage to like break the surface, you know, as you kind of move into the water.
And can I, like, have one hand on, like, the rope?
I
jumped on where the rope was.
Yeah, I mean,
guide
like,
it.
but I thought you cool's kind of by the rope too. Sure, but we'll say you can have the hand on the rope.
Yeah, okay. Well, then, can I stab one of the sturges?
Sure.
Alright.
Don't stab you, cool.
Don't stab, you're cool. I don't stab, you're cool.
Which, I'll say this one. Burf. It's dead. He sturges. Hey, this one that got breathed fire on it, it runs away. It makes a pitiful kind of whining noise and runs away.
How is this one? Alright, is it scared?
So it goes
of
back
this
into its
situation?
nests. No. I mean, they're kind of dumb. It's going to fly at you.
They're dumb animals. To
Oh
be
god. I'm scared about rolling context.
It
Yeah,
attaches
that
you.
hits. That hits.
Okay. So, yeah, cool. 2 con damage.
I forgot
Oh,
what this
shit.
was. Yeah.
Revia, 1 con damage as they drain some blood from you.
Well, does it happen on this turn or next
It happens at the end of their turns that they're attached.
Okay.
So let me...
So 1 con damage? Okay, well, good for me, I guess. I have 13 con, so I don't lose HP yet.
You know what? That's fair.
Yakul loses 3, unfortunately, from maximum, but still.
Yep.
Let me check something here.
much HP do
So
you lose?
91 to 100. Let's see if these guys contracted anything. No, fortunately, neither of these contracted any horrible diseases that they would expose you to.
Filthy. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, and this guy's attached then.
This was way too close.
Yeah.
So what? They not only gave Pathfinder a couple of really big mosquitoes, they gave the mosquitoes potential to have malaria, which is so cool.
I mean, there is a more appropriate disease on this island I would give you than the ones they normally list. I will
Oh,
put it that way.
Scurvy.
No.
Ooh, you're gonna get the big rot.
Well,
So I can't.
Your leg fell
So,
off. Time for big leg.
so if Yakul bites these off, would he have to roll the same checks to not get the disease from biting them?
well, they fortunately neither are infected with any kind of disease. I rolled. They didn't have the 10% chance of being infected, so you're good.
That's
Quentin,
funny.
your friends are down there with giant mosquitoes on them.
Yeah. Does this count as shooting into melee?
Yes, I would say.
Very
Yes, but
much
they are
so.
also grappling, so have less AC.
Does it grapple deny your? Dex?
I will put it this way. Its AC is exactly the same if you're shooting into melee than it would be if it wasn't attached. Because it lost it. Basically, shooting into melee basically gives it like a +4 cover. They lose 4 by being attached to someone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Yeah. So ends up being exactly the same.
I'll shoot the one off of Yalta.
Okay.
Hopefully.
You don't shoot Yakul, thank God.
You hit it. This one that was in the shadows.
Wait. Did you apply the minus? Wait, no, never mind.
It breaks even. And yes, you are fine with a 19. So this one dies. That was hid in the shadows. There was 3 on Yakul.
It was moved into the shadows.
I accidentally moved it.
Because I backed out.
Yeah. But now there's only 1 on each of them. It's still like it's still like the 1 on each of your heads. So yeah, cool. There's like this proboscis kind of like shoving into like the skin next to your skull. You know, it's just so unpleasant. As it's draining the blood through like your forehead, which is not pleasant.
Forehead blood.
Yeah.
Very good.
Blood,
I was
yummy.
glad- I was glad that I had too much blood. I was worried I was going to have too much blood in my
And the
forehead.
Tillies.
Take care of that problem.
They're more than 30 feet away, so I do nothing.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
they're not more than 80 foot away, so I will try to shoot one of them.
Cool.
I don't know which I want to shoot. I'll roll D4 to decide what I want to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot this one.
Okay. Yakul's forehead one.
Yeah. With the no, I'm
Nope.
assuming.
With a no.
Yeah, cool. There's a horrible monstrosity on top of your head. I'm gonna tell you, you're theoretically allowed to bite it. I don't know how, but like according to the rules, you're allowed to bite it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
What I think of it as doing is like you do that thing where like if you like swing your head around and it causes like its body to go to one side, so you can kind of grab its side and tear it.
Yeah, because I'm imagining I'm trying to grab it
Yeah.
and like, bite onto it.
So it's sort of like
Alright,
you
I'll
know,
do this now.
yeah, you're like.
The mosquito, the sturge thought it was biting you, but you're biting it.
Oh, you just bit it in half. So you still have this, like, you tear into it, and so its, like, head is still attached to you, but the rest of its body's torn off.
Hey, that's my blood. Give it back.
So,
It probably splatters, like, you know, your own blood on top of you, too. But yes.
Very good.
can I stab my sturge?
Sure.
A lot riding on this. 3 HP is in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You kill your Sturge, too.
Glad to see that both Pathfinder games I've been in recently have had a character bite a sturge.
Oddly specific.
Very disappointed that it wasn't me both times.
Mm-hmm.
So, just because y'all cool will like want to get the hell out of this cave. Do I see any way out? Like,
You
is this a way out?
do. Let me clear that, and let me reveal. There seems to be 2 pathways out.
Oh shit.
One over here and one over here. It is currently low tide, so they are both partially filled with water, but not to an extreme degree. I will go down here, and I will reveal something down on here, because there's a secondary map. That's not revealed. Please
Oh my
reveal.
god, this map is huge.
Down here is a high tide, low tide marker.
Oh.
So
That's why it's so big. There's just
Gotcha.
yeah, so I can show you at certain rooms when you are in high tide or low tide. Give you an idea of them. But you can see that there's that, like, I think that's technically a, because each of these squares are like,
Partially walkable until you get to the very end and you have to swim. That's what
um,
it looks like to me.
It is like a
I would
10
like to
foot
get to
difference.
somewhere I can stand if possible.
Oh, they're 10-foot
while waiting
squares?
for the others.
Oh,
These
then
squares
probably-
are 5 foot, but if you look in the background, you can see the original map was 10-foot squares. I just tried to match them up as best as I can and switch it to 5-foot squares.
Oh,
And
okay, I
it
see.
wasn't easy to because this map is wonky, so they're going to be off, but it's enough. It's close
Yeah.
enough.
It's close enough, right?
Yeah. But I switched it from, the 10 foot to 5.
I see. Okay, understood.
Alright, so who wants to go down next?
Yeah, I think me and Yakul, like, swim over to the pathway, right?
Mhm.
Be out of the way so we don't get, splatted from above. Fire
Yep.
comrades.
But close enough that if more of these things come, that I could be
Yeah.
still here to fight.
Certainly there is like an edge to it, and you feel like there is still tide coming in here. So like the water here still swirls. I will tell you easily the tide comes from this direction. So that's most likely the way out.
I would like to dive in.
Okay.
I'm assuming the check is higher than 10.
Yes.
Okay, I will click my swim check then.
It was 15.
13.
Well,
I will add my +2 to that.
Okay, hey, your +2 is enough to be fine. Uh-huh.
Like crazy.
now you're all wet.
Oh, now you smell like wet dog.
Right, I belong in the sea.
wet floof. The very different smell than dog.
The fox having the swim speed suddenly just like...
Suddenly hit you.
Yeah, just it only just hit me.
Yeah, I have a swim speed. Because of
Hockey
decisions I
paddle.
have made.
All the fur makes you more buoyant.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
As I understand it, that's how far works.
It's like birds, the feather
like a water
floof.
buffalo.
I mean, once you're in, you're fine even in this churning water. Because, again, like, you have a swim speed and, like...
Yeah, swim speed is 25 feet.
You're fine. Honestly.
Wait till level 15. All right, when I get my swim speed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who's next? Climbing down a rope, jumping in?
Be my guess.
I'm down, I guess.
Okay.
Cool.
Whoa.
Well, you can make an acrobatics check.
You
don't
can
have to
make the
climb.
acrobatics check to change your climb into a dive.
Well, it's gonna turn into that.
It did!
Because I
You
fucking
started-
fall.
You started climbing down. You slip, flip over, and then you're just like, you switch into like a dive and dive into the water. Most of you
real
meant
clap.
to do that. There you go. You're.
I emerged soaked and looking very unhappy.
Alright, I'll give you a thumbs up for your dive.
I fixed my hood because it's probably all flumpy.
I mean,
Wearing
yes.
the hood while swimming.
Oh, I need to
Okay,
probably
so-
roll swimming now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Here we go.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Mhm.
No.
I mean,
I'm
you're
not
having
sure.
some trouble in the water
I
here. but you're-
helped Matilda.
Yeah.
So
Just
we're
to make
up
sure
here.
she doesn't like
Is
Yeah.
the entire... Is all this walkable, or
It-
is there just like a hole here that we came in?
this is like, there is like a cliff on top above all this stuff, like all the way around, but this is like down at the bottom kind of thing, you know.
Okay, and where are the stairs holes?
I can actually
On
reveal
here.
them now. They were over here at this big old X.
Okay. Can I move over to like here and try and get a look into them?
Sure. Give me a perception. You can still see them. There's the one that seemed to have been injured. You can still kind of see he's buzzing about that area. But, like, you're not sure if there are more in there or not, or if they're young or something like that. You can't... Like, the way it's positioned, you were kind of lucky to get a sight of it before, honestly.
So what you're saying is I don't see any secret valuables hidden in there.
No.
Damn it.
The secret valuables would be, like, tiny, too.
When he
Sorry,
spotted the holes and then failed the checks, he's just like, I bet there's something hidden in there. And then the sturgeon came out and he's like, Maybe there's still something hidden in there.
Sorry to inform me, but the DC was 26.
The DC was the DC. They didn't give me a DC. I gave it a DC. They're just like, it's nearly impossible to see from above. I'm like, oh.
The DC was always one above what you roll.
In that case, can I just take a spite arrow shot at the wounded one in its hole?
It'd have like superior cover, so like +8 AC.
All right. I still want to do it at a
Can I
spite.
get my bolt out of the one I murdered?
Nope.
Rip. All right.
Close, but no.
And he's gonna put his bow back on his back.
When you murdered, like,
Shut up.
sunk below the water.
Shut up, Quentin. Hurry up. Come on.
Yeah, I'm coming.
We got literally a time limit for this.
Doesn't mean you can't see the sights. Bow on his back, and then like stylish dive into the water.
Okay.
Don't roll one.
Yeah, God, I hope not. Not with my actor. Fuck me.
Okay.
Plus 11, ladies and gents.
I know your pain.
Wait. You'll take 6 non-lethal.
Oh God. Oh,
Wait.
that's a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
Yeah,
can do an acro check to avoid falling damage, right?
that's what you did with the dive.
That was the accurate check.
That was the acro check. And since you're,
Whoa.
yeah, you will also take 1 lethal damage because you did dive slightly higher up on the cliff than everybody else.
Wonderful.
Okay. That's
It's the insult to injury. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you did specifically go higher up on the cliff. I'm like,
I respect it. I respect it.
Well,
man.
swim
respect
check.
it.
I mean, you got to
you
the
hate
water.
to see it.
Well, you're swimming all right. It was a very painful dive. You dived. You basically like tried to dive really cool, but you kind of like flipped a little too high. So you kind of like did that kind of back flop.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
God.
looked. It was like that was pretty cringe on the dive.
Hey,
end.
He's just gonna come right
wait.
up behind y'all, cool, and be like, "Yeah, I know how you feel now."
Raya will pat you on the back. Good landing.
Oh, the back's just
Just-
sore. Like,
I just,
oh.
I just nod, nod and say,
You said this way was out to sea, and then this
Yeah.
is a different path.
That's the path that, yeah. This one you can tell from like the tide coming in and out of it. Still, you're at low tide, so you can walk through this. I will tell you, walking through here at low tide is still a difficult terrain. You are still slowed, but you're not
fast,
swimming,
right.
which is good. You know, advantage. You're totally not swim checking. You're just being slow in water. I mean,
Hey, that's better than swimming all the way. Although I would have no issue.
yes. I mean, like, it is much better than swimming all
Yeah,
the way.
4 people here would maybe drowned.
Yes.
It's bad.
I can swim.
Just
Internal monologue.
sass-
Yeah, cool.
Literally.
Just doing some graceful swimming right
Yeah,
now.
cool. Take the head. I'll be right behind you.
yeah, and I'll just head down the pathway.
And I'll be right.
Do you have
behind
any way of seeing in the dark?
Nope. If you have a
Do
torch,
not-
it's not torched anymore. It's
Yeah,
very wet.
I don't think your torch is
I
gonna
don't
light
think
anymore.
I have dark vision. Just double checking now. I do not have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either.
Mhm.
Anyone have the light cantrip?
I think the wizard might.
No one asked for it.
Yeah, I'll go until I can't see anymore, and then I'll
That's
just
like-
say,
It's like here.
Here? yeah.
yeah. So I'll literally just go until I can't see anymore. Then I'll turn to the group at large and just say, "It's dark in here. Can anyone see? Can anyone see?"
Also, I have a question. How? No, I don't even have torches on me actually. Well, are they in my oracle kit?
Might be in a kit.
I do have torches. How fucked are they?
Depends on.
Well, I actually have something I can do.
Okay.
We're in an area we can stand, right?
Yes.
Can I use some of my oil or my kerosene and my grease to basically like refresh one of my torches.
Sure. You could probably use an oil to refresh a torch, definitely. Because again, like the torch is wet, that's for sure. So it is wet wood. It hasn't soaked into the wood.
I can make things not wet.
Hey, if you dried out a torch, you could just light it. I'm sure some of you have like flint and steel.
Yeah,
it don't matter if they're
I
wet.
can light mine.
Maybe I can make it warm. I don't know.
No,
Probably not. I don't
maybe
think
strike
it's...
a torch if it's dry enough.
I mean, like right now, I would say the torches are a little wet, so it'd be a little difficult, not impossible. So it might take you some time, but you probably could light them, honestly, because they've been soaked in water. They've just kind of dipped in water, you know, and wood still takes time to soak up the water.
Okay, so I don't need to expend either my grease or my kerosene?
That would speed it up. It might take still like 5 minutes to get a torch lit right now, I would say, rather than a full round action. Your kerosene or your grease, either one of them would make it a full round action, I would give you.
Does anyone even have a torch in the first place? 'Cause
I have
don't.
10,
I just have grease and kerosene.
I have 10 torches.
I do not.
Yeah, I got no torches.
I don't.
I can hand torches out to everyone. So.
I don't need it.
Well, we should just carry 2 for the most part, though. Anyway, in case one goes out. For us,
Yeah, well,
that don't have dark vision.
I think the 2 front should carry them.
I kind of need both my hands.
Yeah, I can carry one.
Okay. We got one person carrying them.
I'm gonna step on the actual dry-ish land to stand. But
I can say, like,
Magic fingers. Do you have any way to light these yourself, or?
No one asked.
Well, I'm currently asking, so
You should have asked an hour ago.
no.
she's got a point.
What I'm saying is, do you currently have any way to which the answer would be no, rather than snark? Right then.
but Snark's so much funner.
It is. It's true.
Let's just get these torches lit and continue going instead of sitting here and discussing it for another 10 minutes.
This is like complete darkness, I assume.
As I said, like, there's maybe like 10 feet in, so I'll like reveal the non-darkness area, so you've like right here before it goes into like maybe a little bit of dim light and darkness, but you are like down in a hole and the sun is above, kind of thing. Like,
Raya will
sun's
kind of
still
step
east-westerly, so
a bit into kind of the dimish, more dim light, and you'll kind of see as it almost looks like he draws the shadow into himself, and it sort of swirls around him, creating almost like some form of shield.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
So we have that, Revy is going to hold a torch. Anybody else holding a torch right now?
If Revy is holding one, she's right behind me, and so there's no real point in me holding a torch.
Okay.
And having my both hands by weapon is probably preferable, though I can always go with just a bite.
I can cast spells with a buckler, right? I just lose the buckler's bonus temporarily.
Yeah.
I can probably carry the torch.
I mean, space the two of us out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That would be like that a bit, carrying a torch, right?
All right. If you want to move yourself forward, I will reveal a little bit more. You will certainly see like this area here.
Yeah.
It is slow going through the water here, but this area certainly it feels as though the tide is no longer having a major effect. You can feel like the movement still exists within the water around you, but it's very light movement now, rather than like the heavy movement that you were getting back in the cove itself.
Gotcha. Okay, so then just sort of keep sloshing my way down.
Okay.
Right now.
Oh, and a bit of infusion.
Oh, hello.
Hit it.
You've become floof.
Getting a little horny.
The
Never a
path
wrong time
seems
make a
to
party.
deviate left and right.
Okay. So, looking quickly down the paths, I'll look back to the rest of the party and I'll say, any choices?
I'll reveal a little bit
Left.
more here.
Always
with
left.
No, it's always right. Put your
No,
right hand
no,
on the
left
wall
is-
and you follow.
Left is lucky.
Is there anyone here who can actually see in the dark?
Apparently not.
Anyone at all?
Looking.
I'll shrug and keep going. I'll go left. So at the top path.
Okay. Alright. So you'll move forward some more. Just keep moving forward as I reveal.
Maybe I trade places. Right? There we go.
I should be in front of you
Let me just
for the
check
torchlight.
something.
They project. You just kept cutting me off, okay?
Okay.
I just want to make sure
I
that you've
will
got a good view of
need
this beautiful pot.
Yakul, you to make a reflex save, if you will.
I certainly will. That will give you 22 reflex.
All right. As you move into this area here,
Oh.
you'll notice that there are things in here that are trying to hook onto you.
That's weird.
The piranha.
No,
Like
like there are barbed hooks floating in amongst the seaweed there.
Looks like a trap. Did it get me at all? Or
No,
did
you
did
avoided them.
really
You avoided them.
Okay. So
It that's a pocket of seaweed, and you notice as you're kind of trying to move into it, there are barbed hooks in amongst it.
Since
would
we've
I?
identi-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said since we've identified this, can we safely move through the terrain now? Or do we have to remove the seaweed?
Let me reveal a little bit more, as you're seeing. Hey, you'll notice something though. This cavern, the inside of it seems to be carved to be the interior of some giant sea creature. There are massive ribs that seem to go along the edge of this chamber. So it's been carved out in a strange way.
It's just carved that way. It's not actual bone or anything like that. Or can I tell?
I don't know if you can actually tell, honestly.
Okay. So as Cell asked, is it safe for us to move through this now that we recognize that it's here, or will we have to remove it?
If you recognize it, because it's hidden amongst there, if you move through it, you still have the chance of getting caught by them. But at least you're aware of them.
Are these hooks attached to the seaweed itself? Or?
Yes.
Could I just rip up the seaweed with safely? Is there a way to
I mean,
do
it's way this is deep enough that it's chest deep for you. So a small character would probably have problems in here still in this area, but I mean wading through it, you would have to get some kind of tool down in there to really.
I have a dagger. I mean,
it would probably
sickle
take a
one.
while to clear an entire bed of seaweed. I will tell you, it is a thick bed of seaweed.
I would look at you and look at the group and say, walk through carefully. Don't get hit. Don't get hooked. Call out if you do.
Well, what a good time to not be wearing shoes.
And I'm just gonna start wading through it, trying to be as careful as possible. But I'm a big, bulky dude, so.
Okay.
Is there a check you'd like me to make to try to navigate this safely, or?
You technically are not swimming barely still yourself. I'll check something here. Because it gets pretty. You feel like as you're kind of walking into it, this is a deeper area anyway. Currently, if you were walking to here, certainly it is deeper. You haven't gotten deep enough that you'd have to swim yet, though.
As we're walking through it, I'm gonna take a peek down this left corridor.
It seems to be a small corridor that goes somewhere. Okay. Give me us.
There's a small little path this way if you want to check it out.
Is this the seaweed here?
How thin is that wall? Am I gonna be able to fit through it? It looks like it could probably fit.
It's pretty thin. It's pretty thin. That's that would be a small creature could squeeze through there. A small creature would have a medium creature would have very huge difficulty squeezing through there.
then I'm definitely not gonna be able to squeeze through
Yeah.
there. I sort of like give it like a tap, push on the wall, see if it has any give, and I look back at you and say, I'm not fitting in there.
How about a very slender, dexterous person?
Maybe. It's acrobatics to squeeze through an area, but I would say for a medium creature, it's pretty high DC. Maybe not impossible for you guys, but like pretty high
Wait.
DC.
I've got an idea.
Oh no.
How badly do you want to know what's down there, Revia?
I would be interested in knowing what's down there.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't know how many people amongst our group could actually fit through that, but I probably could, as long as you don't mind getting an eyeful while I'm at it.
If you can fit down there, go for it.
All right. Is there like a relatively dry patch of ground anywhere?
No.
Is there like a bit of a ledge on the wall or something?
No.
Yeah, where there's some waist chest deep water.
Yeah, you're like in chest deep water right now. Like
Yeah,
up
cool.
here was like maybe waist deep water. Getting down into here is getting to chest deep water.
Yeah, cool. Would you mind holding some stuff for me for a bit?
Sure.
Alright.
Just wait over to you.
Quentin is going to strip down, hand almost all of his gear over to y'all. Cool.
Uh-huh.
And he's
the
going to
plan.
pull his grease out of his pack
Oh
Uh-huh.
my fucking.
You're gonna...
and get all nice and lubed up.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Like I said, you're going to catch a little bit of an eyeful, but don't look or do. I don't really care.
No, I certainly don't mind.
Yeah, you've
I'm
already
sure.
seen this all.
Azrak, I don't care.
Acrobatics then to squeeze.
What a fucking plan.
I don't remember what the bonus from grease is, but
I can
Just roll, and I will give you a bonus.
Yeah, this is weird. I love this so much.
Well,
What a fucking plan, dude. Oh my
Mr. Squeezy boy.
god.
You get stuck halfway.
Oh, it's a +5.
Help me, step bro, I'm stuck.
Oh,
oh, it's a +5.
no.
That gives you a
23.
23. You're having some trouble squeezing through still, even greased up. Again, it seems
Can
like
I
it would be a
assist?
little bit of a squeeze. Sure,
push him in.
sure.
oh,
Roll. Yeah, you assist. You get your hands in places to just get a Quentin through there, and a Quentin
Hey.
will get through there.
Hey, who
What
cares?
you
okay?
gotta
I
do.
charge for that, you know.
Yeah, take the torch in there too so you can see.
He didn't charge
Yes,
me.
that would be nice.
I hand
I,
over.
I hand.
Oh yeah.
I hand Quentin the. Or
And then I
the
hand
torch.
you a torch.
I hand you back the torch.
Torch relay.
Alright. Well, back in a moment.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yep, just don't die.
It
no
is.
armor or weapons
It is
or anything
still
else.
difficult squeezing through here, but you can kind of squeeze through and see that the area goes down like this.
Actually, on second thought, can somebody hand me my cookies, please? Just in case.
Yeah, I grabbed.
I imagine that was amongst the stuff you gave me, so I will just still
I-
like looking away from you, which I've looked away the whole time since you started touching. I hand the cookies through the wall.
Oh, cool. Are you embarrassed? I didn't take you to be one.
It's only
It just-
natural.
It's just very quiet for like a good 6 seconds. Then he just says, "No."
So I'm guessing my odds of getting you in bed aren't that great then?
You should do, the scouting, Quentin.
I don't think
Honest.
now is the time for this.
I purposely leave while he's just sitting there stammering.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sure this can only go well.
This can only go well.
Yeah, no, nothing bad.
Hey, you're on the other side of this area, and it goes up this way more.
He's just gonna call back.
Well, on one hand, it connects to the same room, but there's also more that I'm going to check out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How about now?
How long should we give him before he doesn't come back?
Like 5 minutes.
Alright.
Give me a moment to do something.
We'll probably hear the screams.
Okay, keep going if you want to.
It's a cave. It,
Always left.
echoes.
Left is lucky.
Something never split the party.
Something always split the party.
We always.
Split the party.
Anyway, stop there for a
Oh,
moment,
no.
You
please.
see 6 octogoblins, and they all attack you as they're preparing actions.
I have a feeling that this was like a secret entrance for them that is going to lead right to their camp. But you're going to be the only one.
Anyway,
That
I'm
seems
just
likely.
gonna do this.
I called it!
Where did they come from?
Under the water, I presume.
Yes, remember this is like 5 feet of water. They're tiny, or they're small. They can squeeze through these things and hide a lot better in the water.
Do I get a perception or anything to not be surprised?
I mean, they've been trailing behind you for a little bit.
I have a torch.
Yeah. I guess if you want to roll a perception, go ahead. Let me see if you would have noticed them coming up.
Make it as your name day, and you're gonna die horribly.
You know, I wonder if taking the armor off is necessary. It was only leather. It really
I
melts the
really
bodies.
don't think it was necessary.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, they
more
could
like-
have kept it on because, like, the greasy leather would have probably been an easier squeeze.
No,
It
you
still
don't notice
adds
them.
It still adds more bulk. Like
I will tell
it's
you.
not
No, hey,
very
you're not here.
different.
Hey, you're not here.
You
Okay?
do not notice them.
You're
We're
not here
discussing
for
the
this
thing.
conversation.
Unfortunately.
Well, I did quite enjoy getting a second glance at that, so...
So,
I mean, I don't really care. It seems unnecessary and, you know, a little dangerous considering, you know, there's octo-goblins about.
okay.
Time just got to make a risky play.
Oh, and there's the screams of death coming.
You ain't heard shit yet.
I know.
You can roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey. Hey, look.
Oh, shit.
If they get, at least they're flat-footed. You get sneak attack.
They are. I get my sneak attack.
I will tell you, they did get the surprise on you, so you will not be flat-footed against you.
Unlucky.
But their surprise is moving up behind you and emerging to attack you. So they're
Well,
like
they
right
didn't
here.
have a lot of HP.
This is true.
True. They did die very quickly on the ship.
You also have not a lot of AC.
I'm going to say something else is going to happen right now as this is occurring.
A giant one eats Yakul.
No. I'm gonna just do this.
It's a Cthulhu.
Boop.
Does
Oh.
a carrion crawler appear?
Shut
Um,
No,
Boop.
it's the Medusa pit
Boop.
all over again.
boop.
Or the basilisk.
Boop. Boop. And this guy's was gonna be.
That's a
back
lot of
here.
them.
Yeah. Hey, they allowed 2 of their friends to go up after the other person, and they just showed up. So you can all roll initiative also, as they popped up to attack Yakul.
Oh, wow, 7, cool.
Hey, you're still before them, so it's not really like you're
Yeah.
doing much.
These are some very coordinated octogoblins.
I mean,
Yes,
Dumb.
they aren't completely dumb, and you
I
know
think.
They're literally SEAL Team 6.
they are. And they have. I will let you know they do have some cover from the water right now. They're using the water, and the ones that are in the seaweed, which is around Yakul. Like all these ones in this area, they have they have cover right now because they know how to fight within the seaweed and their traps.
Oh, no.
Yeah, turns out that
forward.
they were hoping for more people to be trapped in here or something. But when one of you wandered off, 2 of them went to go murder, and the other 2, then the rest are just like, we'll murder them now. They're impatient.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well,
Quentin.
Yeah. I think it's some stabby time.
Yeah.
What's
Do I
the
use
attack
spell?
stats for a torch?
One fire
it's
damage.
a
Just one
club,
fire.
isn't it?
It's a club with 1 fire damage.
Yeah,
I
it's like a
think.
club with 1 fire damage.
Does it do normal club damage?
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought it only did 1 fire damage.
No, it does actual damage, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm
I
thinking of
think-
8th edition.
It might be a feat, but I'm pretty sure a torch counts as a club.
I'm looking it up.
Please do. 'Cause I can't attack yet until I know.
There's a weapon. There is a torch weapon
tried-
fighter.
Okay, so if a torch is used in combat, treat it as a one-handed improvised weapon that deals bludgeoning damage equal to that of a gauntlet of its size plus 1 fire damage.
Okay.
And a gauntlet does 1
3?
Yeah, gauntlet is 1d3. So you have a 1d3 plus 1 fire damage weapon.
And does plus strength damage too, of
Yeah.
course.
Well, that.
But it is an improvised weapon, so you do have -4 to using it, because I don't think you have any improvised weapon feats. Because the torch isn't really made to fight with. You can,
You can.
but it's not.
Also,
really.
I imagine if you try to slap something underwater, if your torch is on fire, it might no longer be on fire.
Most likely.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Just hold it in your
right now.
just put it in your mouth, okay?
I'd like to remind you, I'm currently covered in grease.
Yeah.
I don't think bringing that thing close to my body is a good idea.
Well, like,
Octogoblins can't touch you when you're on fire.
True. That is actually, well, they can still poke.
Stealth in
can't touch
relation to spite the octogoblin.
Dive
Hey,
in the water
listen.
to put it out. After
nothing
the
wrong
turn
with
is over.
self-immolation. My favorite
A
pastime.
little bit of, yeah, just a little bit of it, you know?
Just a little bit
Hey,
of self-immolation.
Hey, look. One of my character's favorite things is to self-immolate.
Okay.
Weirdly specific.
Currently, they can both hit me.
Yes.
If I moved here, would that be only one?
Both of them
Least
hit you, but
small.
you have cover
They'll
from the
provoke
one.
too.
People spoke over each other. Saying
There would be one thing. Because it is difficult terrain, yes, you would provoke. You could try to acrobatics, but you'd have a penalty.
5 foot step.
Can't 5-foot step if it's difficult terrain, because you have to spend 10 feet to make one square.
Oh, okay.
There are feats or abilities that certain classes have that allow them to do that. Like druids, because their druids are like, fuck you, I can treat this as not difficult terrain. Because druid. You are not a
Terrain.
druid.
Terrain isn't difficult.
What?
Terrain isn't difficult. Difficult is terrain.
Oh. What? Anyway,
He's Yoda.
you would have cover from one. It could still try to hit you, but because of the nature of the wall there, it would have cover. You'd have cover to each other.
Okay, so it's not like I'd be making this into a 1v1.
Like, this one could still try to hit you, but he'd have, like, the +4 to your AC against you kind of thing. Because the nature of this wall doesn't completely block it from trying to attack you. It just partially blocks it from trying to attack you.
Okay, so it's wide enough for them both to still reach.
Yes.
Well, I'll try stabbing the one I wouldn't have cover from.
Mm-hmm.
The single kukri.
Okay.
Well,
It might kill it though.
Well, you don't confirm. Too bad. But 6 is still enough to go blarg!
Yes!
As you can do like a quick strikeout and kind of like just kind of stab into it with the kukri and pull back, just kind of striking it down. As it's kind of like emerging from the water behind you. It's almost like a reflex of like as you kind of like turn around, you kind of stab. So you got like the torch in one hand, the kukri down, and you just kind of stab at it as the other one's kind of snapping and biting at you, trying to hit you with its spear.
Okay.
You want to do anything
And
else?
then move action, I am going to acrobatics to here
Okay.
and hopefully succeed this.
Mm-hmm.
14.
14. Let me just check. You would have a... no, unfortunately, because of the penalty from difficult terrain, you would not. So he will try to spear you.
Ooh.
4
Spear.
damage. Okay. So Natilius. A bunch of grindylows have emerged, or sort of partially like... They're probably not all necessarily above the surface, but they're like, you can see enough of them to like, target them.
This guy is within range of blurb.
Yeah, he is within range of blurb.
That's versus touch AC, so that might still hit them.
That still hits
I
his
don't
touch
know.
AC.
Hey, he takes 2 acid damage. Just throw acid into his freaking face.
He kind of was unhappy about acid to his face. It's not something he was really expecting.
Little
No
pests.
one ever
And that's my
expects
turn.
the acid splash.
Okay.
True.
Revia.
Yeah. Okay. I first thing I do is I use a fur charge to swift action cast on myself the Shield of Faith.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a good thing to have on. And I'm gonna use my action to stab this dude in front of me.
Okay.
And that is this blood. 13.
Will not hit him.
Good. It was minimum damage anyway. Didn't want to hit. I use my move action to invoke, not duplicity. It's just double. So I have a single mirror image for 3 rounds unless it.
Gotcha.
You make a tiny tea cell?
Yeah. No, it's a teacup.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like a little adorable keto.
I heard T cell and immediately went bio mode.
Goddamn
No.
nerd.
I'm confused why you were talking
Yeah,
about
cool.
the immune system.
I do love the tiny teacup.
It's a normal sized teacup. All right. It's a just Chinese or it's Japanese, but it's like Asian teacup
I
size.
drink my tea out of a coffee mug that is way oversized.
I also drink my tea out of a coffee mug because I usually make
My-
2 cups at once.
You're cool.
My roommate bought this for me when he went to Japan, so it's
I have a
very
very,
nice.
very large
Very
coffee
nice.
that I use for tea.
Can you like just put it closer to the camera?
Yeah, sure.
It's really great.
See it.
I love it. That's so cool.
Oh, that is very
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Kind of
I have a second one. I can grab that one.
Hell yeah.
time.
All right. So depending on how well I roll this, we might have a sort of you're not I'm not trapped in here with you moment because some of the
Oh, I
tech
like
this guy first.
Oh.
Damn it! Yeah, that sucks so bad, and I have nothing else I could do for that. Damn it! I was
You
gonna
could secondary bite it at -5.
Good.
Yeah, because it's a full round action at that
I
point.
really,
You have
I
a
really
move.
can't like biting things.
All right. Can I do that? I don't have a second attack yet.
What it is, if you have a
bite-
natural
bite's a
attack,
natural
you
attack.
can take if it's
right,
one that's not
okay, so-
occupied, you can do it at a
just-
-5. Yeah.
It
So
just
just have
moves to a
minus
full round
5.
action.
Yeah.
All right, so that'd be 11.
11 unfortunately is not enough at either. So
That sucks so bad.
Oh.
Damn it. The one time I miss. All right, well, that's
My
that's
acid
that's fair.
blob to the face is the most powerful thing this
Um,
larger team has done.
Can I 5-foot step here?
it would incur attack of opportunity because you can't 5-foot step. You are still in
okay,
the
that's
deep
over.
water. Yeah.
Bonk acid eyes.
You know what? I'm gonna move here. I'll take
Okay.
the off from this fucker.
I hope Bubble Gum's gonna poke you. He's just gonna be like.
No, my AC is 21.
Okay.
Holy
The
crap.
fuck?
It's
Yeah.
the shadows.
shit.
The shadows
Shadow
gave a
one.
big bonus. Yeah.
Shadows are swirling around. Right. I reach out and touch this one
Okay.
with inflict light wounds.
Okay.
Give him the stanky touch.
Give it that touch attack.
It's a DC.
You.
Is it a touch? You have to touch them, don't you? Or is it just DC?
Did it
No,
not?
You have to make a
It didn't
melee
get
touch
put-
attack.
Oh,
It
I
did
didn't
not.
get put in properly. Okay, let me just redo it real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's a-
definitely did a touch. 'cause-
Yeah, just it wasn't put in properly. It doesn't have a saving throw.
Yeah, I was like, it should just be a touch attack, not a saving throw.
I don't add any pluses to this. I don't think. 'Cause I think that's automatically added in for spells.
It just parses.
Yeah, when
your
I
melee.
dragged it in, I guess it didn't do it fully. Right now I touch it.
Hey.
Well,
A
I
like how it's
13
rolling.
will
oh,
touch
it's
it.
touch attacks.
There's. I forget which
A lot of
damage
different
I
damages.
look at. Yeah, there's
I
like.
think the bottom one is what we used in Fairy Crown, but I'm gonna. leave
Yeah, the
entire
bottom
rest
one's
to
the
you.
one I've been looking at.
I think the bottom one has the correct equation as well.
Yes,
I'm
it
not sure.
does. Because the top one I think is.
They're the
wrong.
same equation.
Yeah,
they're
it
the
is the
same.
same.
They're the same.
But I've been using the bottom one for the healing, so I'll just
Yeah,
use the
so-
bottom one
so-
for this. So it was the 10 damage. So
I think
I'm.
11
11.
necrotic.
Honestly speaking, let me just check this here. Doesn't matter. Blarg.
Yeah, it's just this horrible,
yeah,
sickly energy
Yeah.
channels through Ryo.
you
into
see
it.
you see like you reach down into the water where it's kind of at, as you kind of like see like the dark energy wraps into it, like, and then as you kind of go, it kind of like has this like screaming look as its body kind of emaciates while underwater and just floats there.
Ryo just looks at it and says something in Tian.
That was some weird shit, dude.
Glad I didn't see that.
Uh,
Bad touch.
so Quentin,
Yes.
spear at you.
I have cover. How much cover do I have? Is it +4?
Yes.
Doesn't hit.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, cool.
16 AC, maybe.
Oh no.
Mhm. Boop.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
You're not confirmed, which is
Confirmed,
good.
but two damage.
So it's only 2 damage. 1, 2, 3. And 1 verse Rio. Rio, you seem dangerous.
It doesn't
Wow.
hit. Sorry,
All right, now
so
so rounds of bites for everybody.
Right.
Oh, that's for him.
Not for Quentin.
blood.
What was your AC?
16.
Okay.
Ooh.
So 1 damage from a bite, and Rio, no. All right, and then they're gonna do what they do best and fuck with you to the maximum.
That
Ripping into water.
he wouldn't take 4 bite attacks because the bite aren't reach, are they?
The bite, they can attack anything. They're all next to him. All 4 of them.
Yeah,
Are
they're
next to him.
all
They're
5
not
of them.
tiny.
Yeah, this.
They're not tiny.
Am I,
So
yeah.
am I desynced again?
Yeah, they're like they're in a position like this.
Yeah, you're
Oh
decent.
yeah, you might have the.
When I first summoned them, yeah, yeah. I just moved them from where they were hiding in the water because they could hide in the water.
For me, they're up here.
Yeah.
They also have plus yes to hiding in water.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Plus,
Anyway,
yes, is very plus.
Quentin, you are tripped. Give me a swim check,
Oh god, that's terrifying.
because you're off balance in the water. Okay, you're not like going below the water, but certainly like you're off balance and would have to like take a move to ready yourself. It's not going to be. You consider yourself swimming, rather than tripped, because they really can't trip you the same way when you're in the water. I'm gonna say that.
Slightly less asshole.
It's slightly less out-holy.
Sure.
How do I do
So
that?
right click on
Right
the
click.
token.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a flip
There's an
option.
option. Just
No,
so
I
I'm
thought-
facing the right way.
I thought Rio's been just edgy and not looking at his enemies.
Apparently.
You killed one of them, then turned your back on them, looked over your shoulder, and like.
Look at my power!
Right, even better, just spin them upside down.
I don't know how to flip this.
So if you right click, there's a flip option in the right click menu. I'm dead now apparently.
I'm deceased.
Oh, wait.
Just in the right click options, not in the little.
Oh no.
He's just
Stop killing everybody.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go. Anyway, Quentin, let me just do something here. You're not quite tripped over. Anyway, you're cool. Let's see if you get partially tripped.
Nope.
And then
3 goes at you.
Oh yeah, no.
I think
no.
oh,
Yeah, that one does it.
make
18,
that
I think, is-
make that swim check
No,
then.
CMD is 19. It's 19.
They get +4 to this. I didn't.
Oh well then. That has a difference.
Anyway, roll that swim check, actually, please.
Okay, well.
Oh,
Doing it.
here comes.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You're just like that. Okay. And Rio, you get 1 too. As tentacles try to
Alright.
knock you over. Oh, that's right. I have to roll first.
You have to roll it. I don't know what mine is, but I think that
17?
certainly trips me.
Okay.
Yes, that certainly trips me.
I have a CMD of 16.
I don't. Do I need to make the swim check or not?
You. Oh yeah, you don't. You're not like. You're just like that
You're just
now
floating.
too. Yeah, you're just kind of like also like off
They
kilter.
just
a little
knocked
bit.
you off your feet and just like, alright, this is fine, I can swim.
Yeah. Quentin.
I wish I had that potion invisibility now. Acrobatics, stand back up.
Oh hey, actually, can you do something for me because it matters?
Okay.
It wouldn't be an acrobatic stand back up too. I forgot. Give me a reflex.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
You managed to keep the torch above the water.
Okay, that matters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That would have been bad.
Okay. So
I'm
it's-
fighting
It would be a swim check. I'd say if you want to get up and get in position, You can with just a move action, but I will give you, because this is an unusual circumstance, if you want to make a swim check kind of like as in place of your acrobatics to avoid an attack of opportunity, you could.
Oh, okay.
It's like standing up from prone, except because you're
Yeah.
swimming up from prone-ish.
Hey.
How's that?
Yeah, you'll pop yourself up, back into position. You're kind of like you'll get your feet like kind of like down. You're kind of all out off kilter from like kind of like being you like flipped on your back into the water. So you're like, oh god, like holding a torch up is like your head went under. You just have the torch above the water for a second as you kind of like swim yourself back up. Okay.
All right. Well, I will try and stab this thing.
Okay.
And he gets the +4 now.
Mm-hmm.
So
You will miss him.
11.
Yeah. Natilius.
We're gonna acid face again.
Okay.
Nah, I don't know if that hits or not. It is versus touch, but
It does not hit, unfortunately.
yeah, I figured.
Revia.
Moving provokes an attack of opportunity.
It would in this case. You could not make a 5-foot step, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll move up, provoking 1.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Spear.
wait. I was gonna say, can I just attack it first? But I don't think it matters.
Missed you. Oh, make
I
me a
will attack-
reflex save.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
These can't go poorly.
You're good. You do manage to avoid the hooks that are in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab. I stab this one
Okay.
just to
I
just
stab
to get
at the
20 will hit. Let me see how many hit points it has.
I mean, I did
Mark.
acid it in the face for 2, so
good.
You're cool. You're quite off kilter right now.
All right. What would I have to do to stabilize, or what is the penalties, if anything, for me attacking like this?
You probably couldn't two-handed weapon fight right now because like you basically were like flipped onto your back in the water and kind of like flushed down unexpectedly. So you have to kind of like you'd have to swim to stabilize yourself. But again, like it's similar. You could just do it and take attacks of opportunity, or you could try to roll a swim check and avoid the attacks of opportunity. I kind of said.
I'll try to avoid the attacks of opportunity. We'll give this one a shot.
Okay.
I do roll a +8.
Sure. I will need you to roll me 3 more of them because you have to avoid it from all of them dudes.
Oh, yep.
So I like
Absolutely.
acrobatics. Okay?
So, that's number 2, number 3, number 4.
Okay, so 1 will take advantage of the situation, try to spear you.
Absolutely.
He will miss you, but you will be righted then also. So we'll get you back up.
I'm going to try the same thing as last time.
You will not be able to full round attack just because you had to do the kind of moving, so you can only attack with
Oh, no, I'm just doing a standard action attack.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is attack this guy with my power attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Blurf.
Now, since I hit him, I am going to use cleave for the first time in this game.
Ooh.
I have not gotten 2 people adjacent to each other before now.
Ow.
So, and I will cleave to the next guy.
Okay.
14 hit.
A 14 will not hit, unfortunately.
All right. That stinks, but so I got 1 down at least.
Indeed. Rio.
I'm gonna just like kind of try to swim over here and right myself, I guess. And just into the water,
Sure.
or what I need to.
You can do that because nothing is near you anymore.
Yeah.
It got murdered.
Definitely can't swim through this because there's a wall in the way.
Yeah.
Do how this man has cover, I assume.
He has cover from the seaweed, but yes, he has
From the
cover.
seaweed. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Hmm.
So,
I clicked it. Oh, good lord.
I don't see anything pop. Oh, there. Oh, hey.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Um,
Well, it dies.
Yeah.
you just hear Rio say, big mistake taking this fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is my turn.
All right. I have to measure something. Okay. This guy jets off. He disappears from sight.
Disengages?
When they use their jet ability, they don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
All right, I've so these guys will also jet off. They will disappear into the water, out of sight.
Wait, mine takes off too?
Yeah, yours took off too.
But even though we can't see the other battle?
Even though you can't see that at battle. Because they're using the exact same tactics, even though they don't see each other. They attack, jet off, but jetting off is a 4-round action, so that's what it takes a full round to do that. And then maybe they come back. Or maybe they don't. Quentin.
I guess I'll keep going.
Okay.
I guess they're just retreating, so...
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You get ambushed by 3.
Oh god. Imagine. Oh, you're just in their way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, currently I'm just waiting.
You're being consumed by the void.
Yeah, the void is eating my very essence.
Mm-hmm.
Your void suit.
Hey, wait a second here.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, how much speed did you move? And did you use an action to move? I guess if you're still in the initiative is the question.
That's it.
Oh!
Well, yeah.
No. For fuck's sake.
He was hiding in there. He actually had a 34 to hide, so you weren't seeing this bitch. He's gonna take his attack of opportunity. He misses.
No, get fucked.
Well, he took advantage of his situation. You moved. Let's see here. 5.
I
10,
wasn't sure if we were in
10,
initiative.
15, 30. I mean, you've moved like 30. You were technically in initiative still, but you
It
didn't
was
know
like
it.
soft initiative, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, he was just gonna like swim around and try to murder you from a different angle and hide and then attack. I mean, you know, but
It's time to murder it.
you do have one thing you could do. You technically only moved like 30 feet.
Yeah.
But it's difficult terrain, no? Doesn't that cost?
Yeah, but he moved 3 squares. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
So okay. Well, unfortunately for it, you will murder it.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It tried to take advantage of a situation, wait for you to swim by and attack you from behind, but apparently its tactics didn't work very well because it rolled a 7. Turns out when you roll bad, it doesn't help. Natilius!
I'm just gonna wait here, I guess.
Okay. Revia doing anything?
Yeah, I'll move forward.
Okay.
Just, how deep is the water?
You're going to have to make me a swim check to cross this area.
Well, so can I see, like, kind of test how deep it is, and if I realize it's deep, I'll
Yes,
just
it
follow
will
the
go.
wall?
It will go 10 feet deep in the center of this area.
Yeah, then I'll just follow alongside the wall instead, and not be silly about it. Hold on to the wall.
You'll still have to like swim, but you can keep your hand on a wall. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, should be pretty easy to get across an area if I'm holding on a wall.
Still, give me a swim check. You're good. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just be going alongside the wall.
You're cool.
I look to Revia and the others. I say, "Shouldn't we wait?" Gesturing to the small opening in the wall where our party member just made off to Quentin.
Hey, pointing sort of the direction that we insinuated there was a way. You should follow him.
Well, I think Quentin will come back into this hole, but might as well get to the other side of it.
I'll sort of nod, just just like, okay, that sounds good, and I'll start to swim over to the other side of it.
Okay.
Make a swim check.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And, so I only went 2, 3.
Okay. Hey, he's under you.
Oh,
He's gonna be
shit.
attacking you in the shins. Boop. What's your flat-footed AC?
Oh, my flat-footed? I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
yeah.
did. That is, I think, exactly 14. Yeah, 14. So
You take 5. You can't see him because he's technically under you, below the water. But you know he's down there.
What Yakul needs to do, like, he takes his hammer up, right, and he has to do like the thing where he brings it down and it just like propels him in like a.
I mean,
360.
like, he's swimming right now, so it's an issue. But something's attacking your shins. Like, you get speared in the foot.
Oh, don't like that. Okay, well, I can't really do anything about that because I can't see him.
You can still attack. You just have mega penalties.
Yeah.
You could attack
Like
him still.
80%.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, I'm fully swimming right now, so I can't. I'd have to attack him with
Oh.
a bite.
I'm sure you could, like, dive down and try to bite at him.
I'll give him a bite. I'm not gonna do a power attack bite. I'm just gonna do a regular bite.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll something here. Probably only has, like, a 20% miss chance, because there is still some light here. So we'll see if he rolls above
I do not have low life
81
vision
or
or
not.
anything like that.
You miss him. He rolled high.
I hate to see that on the miss chance.
Yeah, I only gave him the 20% because of the extra light.
You're being
That
nice.
hurts, dude. That hurts
Yeah.
real bad.
Jeez.
Okay.
Rio. Certainly, like, it seems Yakul's in battle with something in
Alright.
the water.
Yeah, I'm gonna swim my little face over to this way.
Okay, you will have to make the reflex save to avoid
Okay.
the hooks.
Reflex save.
Mhm.
Nat 1.
Wow.
I think.
Oh, you hooked you.
Well, you're hooked. So you can give me an action of. You are technically entangled if the book would float up here and not.
What kind of action did to escape that?
I think it's
You have
standard.
strength check.
It's either.
Well, I'm just gonna
could
be
be
entangled
escape
forever.
artist.
Oh, that's right. Escape artist is the thing. It's Pathfinder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
escape artist thing is dexterity based.
I'm really bad at that.
Escape
because
artist
I'm
or
an
strength
armor.
check.
That's
Hey.
better.
Both are -1.
I never know.
Your dex an 8?
No, I'm in armor.
I got most
Oh.
of them last time I was down there. Yeah. I was gonna finish him
Well,
up
it
on my first
literally doesn't
break.
matter which
Yeah.
one I roll because it's the same bonus anyways. I'll just click this button and roll a 2.
That's not a good roll.
Well, I was gonna go help, but I'm stuck here forever now, so goodbye.
Yep. Grindylow. I'm just gonna go to GM layer and that's map layer. That's not the correct layer.
You don't move the map.
There we go. That's token layer. There we go. Okay, yeah, he's gonna swim out of the shadows, also to your shins, but he's only gonna get a spear attack. Meh. Does an 18 hit you?
18 does hit.
So 3. The other one will go spear, bite, and try to trip you.
I'm swimming. Can he trip me?
No,
Swimming.
actually no. I'm gonna say no. I was gonna roll it, and then I'm
You
like,
can't really be tripped while swimming.
no.
The 8 and the 15 wouldn't hit. Because are these flat-footed? This is for the guy I've already seen, right?
Yeah, this is from the guy you've already seen. So.
All right, so then those do not hit me.
Okay, so you'll take the 3 from the one that came popping out of, who's also down there, the 18 one, who's also down below in the water. But yeah. They're using the deep water as cover to fight you from below. You've come into their element now. Quentin, what do you want to do?
Well, actually, yeah, reveal first. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you can see a Yakul who seems to be struggling in the water over here.
Are these all just as thin as this one was?
That one, it looks as though, like, the easy path would be this way for you as medium creatures, or up here. Like, this seems to be a very squeezy area, and this seems to be a squeezy area. So they basically have a design in their cave that if there is intruders, they're forced to swim across water where they can try to murder them and have advantage. You know?
We are in combat, but we've also been going for 2 hours, so maybe even though we're
Oh fuck, we're at 2 hours now? Oh jeez,
Yeah.
that's longer than I thought. When we were,
Combat takes
like,
time,
about
though.
15, 20 minutes ago, I was thinking about a break, but we were in the combat. Why don't we take the break here then? Because it's been way too long. And then we'll come back and finish the combat then. So.
I'm only killing some grunges.
Oh. I don't need these battle cries and battle clashes that I've been having, even though it kind of fits. I forgot I didn't get rid of those. Oops. Anyway, break. Snack, drink, bathroom break. Go ahead and have them, and we'll be back in a little bit. So let me just
Woo!
and do these two things.
Probably.
Yeah. Totally.
I was gonna murder one, but I'm stuck in some barbed wire.
Yeah, well, you know. Hi, we're back.
Whoa!
In pog form. Quentin, it was your turn. I think we left off
Pog.
No, I did my move.
that. Oh, you did your move. Okay.
There's nothing I can do.
Antilles. Certainly it seems as though your Dragonborn is fighting something. I mean, you can sort of notice them there. They would have
Can I
cover.
move here?
Sure.
Alright. Can I shoot at a hit?
They would have the 20% mischance, but yes.
Alright,
I think acid can just travel through water. It's not fire, so you're not getting
Yeah,
fucked by that.
I'll just blob.
Yeet.
Nope. You don't even have to roll the chance.
It was
'Cause I bet
close.
you they have a 13.
That's actually exactly what they have with size and dex.
Yeah. So I'd shoot acid into the water and nothing happens.
Revia.
Guessing I'm gonna have to roll a swim check to continue going.
You would. I mean,
I'm on the wall then.
Yeah, you're on the wall, which I assume is how you're, like, being able to carry a fire while swimming, you know?
Oh yeah, my torch went out, by the way. I didn't even bother rolling.
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, so I assume it's pretty easy to cover this 5-foot gap between the wall.
Yep. Kind of, like,
And
push across.
Is diagonals 5 foot for the first one, right?
Yes, for the first one's 5 foot.
So it's 10, 20.
But aren't we in difficult terrain?
No, they're swimming, which means they're at half speed anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I can move here, and then... Can I stab with my... I mean, I imagine this is probably not possible, is it, to try to stab it?
Sure, you could stab it. It has its cover. I'm
Okay.
gonna be honest. Go ahead and do it. We'll see how
Piercing
well you do.
weapons don't suffer a huge
Penalties.
penalty
Right, yeah,
No,
they do not.
because it's piercing.
Just like...
Oh, yeah, it's
Right.
fucking dead.
Goodbye.
It might not be.
Screw
It might not be the
There's
mischance.
a
There is a
mischance.
mischance.
True.
It didn't get the mischance, so it's fucking
dead,
dead.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
obliterated.
skewer it.
Yeah.
I skewer
Good
its poor
part.
little goblin.
And because you rolled so well, I will not have you make that swim check to keep a fire above the water.
Best Mara has blessed my hands.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
A thing of blood comes up over here, at least.
Got one of those bastards.
I'm going to try to bite the other one.
Give me that
Nom,
swim
nom, nom,
check
nom.
first, please. Let's just see if you
Swim
can.
check.
Yeah. You're good. Okay, make that bite attack. Let's see if you can nibble this dude.
Holy shit!
Let's see if you can nibble this dude. You nibble this dude. You just go down as he's like readying to spear you again, and you just like bite his head and just tear it off, and just come up in the water
bit
with
his
like the
freaking
tiny
head
like
off.
head off in your mouth, and like throw it to the side.
Inner
His
I
head
didn't
just
know-
got torn off.
I didn't know Zoram was in
Holy
this thing.
shit!
And so with him dead, I'm going to move there.
Yeah, you have to go over here to get out.
What's here?
What?
Can you reveal
Oh, yeah,
it?
what's there?
Oh, I'm sorry.
'Cause it's
I've
right
If
revealed
I
there.
had to hazard a guess, it's a wall.
It is.
I'm
indeed
assuming it's a wall.
A wall.
I mean, if it's a wall.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
It's indeed a
Cool.
wall.
So that is not going to be something I can
That's a
fit
squeeze
in.
area. This over here. I'm sorry. Okay,
This guy's dead, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
wanna make
I'm
sure.
sorry. Let me delete him.
Alright, so then I'm gonna
They better
swing
be
back
fucking dead.
towards- I'm gonna go.
Are we out of combat?
You're out of
officially?
combat officially.
Can I
So
cut myself out of my restraints with a sickle? Because it's a weapon designed to cut grass.
you'll get out eventually. It's DC 10.
Well, how long does it take me to get out?
Roll a couple of
these.
times.
Oh,
Yes,
I don't
you
need
got
it.
out the next turn. You would have been out.
Cool. So I have to go through this. So I have to roll a reflex.
Yes.
can we can I just like take 10 on my swim check to swim across this area?
I'm assuming you'll just make it across. I'm not gonna have you roll to make it across at this point in time, because you're out of
Assuming a
combat.
19
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
get
good.
me caught.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, eventually, what we swim, we can fit through this
Yeah,
area.
and,
you said?
and then
My way.
you're no longer in deep water when you go over there.
And then can we walk through? We
Yeah,
just
you're
walk
walking
this
through
time?
again. Like this area is also like walking over here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we meet up with Quentin.
Yeah.
So
Very nude.
how'd you
greasy.
fare?
Very nude, greasy man.
I had a wonderful time. How about you? Had some
Yeah,
party
you know, just a couple squids, goblins, things. You know.
little bit of calamari?
I think they're calamari.
Calamari?
Yeah, no, we're done the sentence.
mhm,
I
Moving
give up.
on. And a bit.
Very
bit.
smooth, very
It
smooth.
failed. It failed. Listen, it's because I'm drinking tea. My tongue is very warm. Right? It doesn't.
Wouldn't that
doesn't
make it
work
more
this way.
dexterous and then, more able to produce vocalizations?
No, because now it's extra big because of the heat. so I have a small mouth. My tongue
Tell
is
me
larger.
about your
harder
big
to
Pro
tongue,
tip.
Revia.
You,
Okay.
pro tip: drink warm or hot things. That's the end of the conversation there. You know what it
I mean,
is.
listen, heat expands. Okay, by physics. Okay?
So I get my gear back from y'all cool,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might be a little wet, but it's probably not soaked.
and the potion of invisibility.
I'm going to say it was probably soaked from before. You were in
Yeah.
5 feet of water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
It probably got wet while I was swimming over,
You're
so
gonna-
I handed it back to
you're
you.
gonna be very squeaky in that leather when you get out of here.
My head is just above the water. I'm 5'5".
I am 5'3".
You got like a nose above the water.
Also, so much for the high tide, low tide thing.
We're all short.
I can only fucking imagine this in high tide.
And swimming. I can say it's probably down to more around 3 feet now that you're out of this area. This area is more probably 3 feet again.
Well, we'll never know what's down here.
Well, I'm a bit more harder to hit. Would you like me to go first?
Well, for about how many minutes has it been, Santa, since the fight? 20 rounds.
However many you want. I mean, honestly, like.
Well, it matters. Okay, I got like 3.5 minutes or 2.5 minutes on Shield of Faith.
Okay, probably like,
How long does it take to put on light armor?
The minute.
yeah, it's like a minute. So like a
Probably
minute,
gone.
minute,
Okay.
minute and a half at least now. Probably going to
Really?
be out of it by the time we get to the next combat. Gonna be
That's fair. Okay, I've marked it off.
Mhm.
That is
I don't know
my
about
stuff.
the rest of you, but I've already had quite enough of this godforsaken place.
I quite
Oh.
like it down here, honestly. The water is nice.
There's
Can't stop now, considering we're already down here.
I suppose.
Yeah, cool. Ready
I-
to go in front?
I poke you cool in the back
Mhm.
because you're back here. And I'll be like, I'll be ready to get big. Not yet though.
Yakul's still a little confused as to what you're suggesting. We'll just.
I will tell you, if Yakul gets big, Yakul is not going through any of these tunnels.
Yeah.
That's why it has to wait.
It's got to be in one of these chambers. Yeah.
I have warned you that you would be getting big when the time is right, which is probably when we find people.
Okay.
We find the big giant.
I'm just gonna nod and move ahead.
Yeah.
As you
Yeah,
go
I don't
by,
know.
it's just be like, so that's what you're into. I see, hooded.
I can't make you big.
Hey, there's some more seaweed here.
Being small and slender. and
Oh.
squishy.
When I see the seaweed, can I just instinctively look through for the hooks real quick?
Yeah, all the seaweed has the hooks. These dark areas, now, will have hooks. They are like clumps of seaweed
Good.
with them in them.
I'll just try to carefully navigate over the area.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably more of those things
the
that
same
are-
reflex. I'm just gonna say right now it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter.
We'll have enough
I'm
time
gonna
to do it.
roll
Yeah.
in case I get sparked anyway, just
Sure.
So I can be annoyed.
Okay.
We're waiting for you to reveal stuff, Mantis.
Ah.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
just void. There's darkness. I mean, I like darkness, but I can't see.
I don't want to
Mhm.
walk into the void.
I am.
Is
the
that
void.
also seaweed over there too?
Ooh.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
also
for-
seaweed
Oh
over
my
there.
god, what do you got?
Hey,
Ooh.
save it for later, please. Not in this cave.
Uh-huh.
Hello, ladies and men.
So there's 3 ways to go. There is a down here.
All right, awesome.
I have a light, so I have to be near Jekyll, so he can see.
So you got stuck briefly, but then you just got yourself out quickly.
Yeah. I'm surprisingly strong, apparently.
Yeah.
I'll just look. I'll look back to the others and just say, "Keep left."
Left is lucky.
Are you sure
Well-
you don't want me in front?
To the right, it seems there's more seaweed, meaning it might be them trying to defend that area more, or to trap.
Or both.
I look at Rio and I say, "If you think you could see better, you can take the lead."
I can't really see anything. Is the problem?
Well, that's why I got my torch up.
I sort of shrug and say, "Then I'll take the lead."
Let's
If
go to the
something
right.
attacks one of us, I'd rather it be me.
Okay.
I
And
suggest we-
I'll put a gesture down the way. I'll say, "Trap usually means that there's something valuable." And I'm just gonna head down this way.
You get the feeling that this area gets particularly deep, even
Oh,
at
that's not good.
low
Question.
tide.
Left is lucky.
Dantos,
Yeah.
I have a DM question.
Sure.
Is it darkness or low light in here?
Darkness. There is no source
Okay.
of light in here.
With the torch, it would be
Well,
low
that's
light to a lot of
It's
us.
a little light with the
But that's only in a certain radius.
Because a certain person does have low light vision. Because I was like, you had something. Or
I
I
have-
had
Oh,
something.
the low light
I-
vision
I-
means you
I-
can go farther with your view.
I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
have low light vision.
but you see seaweed fronds gently swaying in the current of this broad cave.
A what? A fronds?
Seaweed fronds, yes.
Yeah.
I look over and I say, "Deep water."
You wanna check it out, Rio? You can swim pretty well.
Getting through that doesn't seem very pleasant. Points to
Well-
the seaweed.
Nothing is pleasant.
It's about that way. It might wrap around.
Yeah. Fat chance of squeezing y'all cool through that one.
This
will
would be
snicker.
difficult to squeeze Yakul through. This one, certainly like these areas out here seem a little bit more difficult to squeeze through.
So I'm gonna go over here because I can't see that area. Is there a squeezy area up here?
No, actually this area is pretty open over here.
I'll look back and say, "This looks easiest."
I'm just going
Got
to
it.
reveal something here. Boom. It
Yeah.
connects over
Yeah,
there.
I'm about to say, yeah, cool. That probably links to the other one, the Pathfinder one.
I can go scouting.
I say, "Damn it."
Yeah. Like, it seems
What-
as
what
though
can I see
most
this
of the
way?
point of time you see these squeeze areas, it seems like it's for the grindylow's advantage to squeeze. kind
What's
of.
what can I see here? What's down this
Oh,
way? Your cool is Virgil Quinton.
yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
Yes,
to
there's
try
a.
So you're gonna go over there. Can you give me a perception check?
Whom?
You, if you're going over to this area over here.
I guidance and then perceive.
Okay.
22.
Still, so what you will notice is, let me just reveal areas. You have a light source?
I'll be going behind them
Okay.
with my torch.
Then you will see, oh, and you have low light vision, don't you?
I have low light vision.
Yeah, so you can actually see a little farther anyway. You will see a chamber here, but you will also notice something particularly odd.
The giant D6 in the water?
No.
no.
With a
There
cage
seems to
around
be
it?
a heavy spiked iron grill, cleverly disguised with barnacles, aquatic planks hanging from the ceiling, that seems poised to fall on anybody crossing the water, crushing them into deep water.
Right, so we shouldn't go under that, and I'll point it out.
It kind of fills up the entire area.
Say,
Mm-hmm.
Can one of you hit it?
is it held by a rope? Well, we have to move our characters into the area. For everyone else.
I'm assuming like you're like right here, and you're like.
Yeah.
I have an important question.
Yeah.
Is it... Do I see a way that could trigger it?
Well, there has to be a chain holding it up or something.
There's something, probably because remember there's more seaweed fronds in the area. There's probably some kind of trigger in that area to do it. I will show you down here at the bottom. I actually have a view. This is what it looks like. So it's sort of like you've got the lower water on either end here, and then
Over.
Oh,
down here it's
deep
very
water.
deep.
Okay,
So it's meant to drop down at you. It's not. It does crush you, but it's also meant to squeeze you down below the water and try to drown you and trap you
Okay.
below it.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
what's holding the metal thing up? Is it a chain? Is it chains
You-
holding it up?
I'll say right now you really can't tell because it's up on the ceiling. Unless you wanted to get somehow up on the ceiling to investigate it.
No, I don't have spider climb.
Yeah.
I don't have that yet. I could try a bit of a Hail Mary.
Alternatively, we could just keep following the left passage. Like I said, left is lucky. It's being proven right more and more.
Well,
God,
the left
we
passage
can't
loops
stop.
around, my friends.
I know something you can do that would work.
I also think I know something I can do that would
Yeah.
work. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for people to be silent.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I cast Summon Monster and send it in.
Oh yeah. You dolphin.
Yeah.
Dolphin is probably murdered. Dolphin, make a reflex save. I'm honestly.
Yeah, let me
Let's
just...
find this out. Let's see if
Um,
Dolphin
where-
gets murdered or not. Dolphin gets
Oh.
murdered. I'm gonna
As
roll
the-
some dice.
Crate falls on the dolphin. You just see a bit of look of sadness on
22 dolphin crushing damage.
It just... Well, it just poofed right back to
Yeah.
the shadow plane.
I mean, it
Now
was
that
reflex
is,
to
Peter.
avoid damage, but still, yeah.
Real kind of...
Hey, the trap has been set off. It requires manual reset, so it ain't happening anytime soon.
Well, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, you
Let's,
squished the dolphin, but the trap is gone.
Well, let's continue, I guess.
If the sacrifice was worth it.
Okay,
It's but a spell slot.
I won't have you roll to swim across. You can just swim across eventually. Anyway.
Cool. Can I stand on top of the cage where it's at?
No. It would be that's hide. Reveal.
Oh,
Why does it
thanks.
always default to hide every time I'm trying to reveal?
This is why you
It goes down 15 feet. So I'm assuming it would be towards the bottom if I look at this here.
Probably like hits the side and slides and crushes and grinds you.
Yeah.
Not very pleasant.
No,
Okay.
it's not pleasant at all.
Well,
I'm just gonna kind of take the lead.
I'm still just right behind Rio to shed light because I am the torchbearer, it seems.
Yeah. I think Quentin has a torch too.
You have best Mars light. Oh no, I give it back to somebody. Alright, like that's the one Revia has. Give it back.
This is weird, and there's going to be a weird fight, but whatever. You
Weird
may-
is sometimes good.
Yeah, no. I'm just going to reveal this as you will see it. Anyway, the tunnel opens to a wider cavern decorated with hundreds of leering skeletal parts. Wriggling with worms, 4 dark circular opens exit this chamber. You're going to see this thing? Because, I mean, honestly, it knows you're here, so it's going to do... It has prepared an action it's going to use. I mean, there was a very large noise coming from that room. Let me see how
the
big this thing
queen.
is. It's
Is it an
large.
aquatic carrying crawler?
No, it is.
Is it an aquatic basilisk?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I
What
mean those
the hell?
apparently exist. So
I
That
will-
looks like a...
Giant squid monster?
Look at his barbed. Devil.
Oh,
Cool looking.
Yeah.
it's probably worse than what I was thinking.
It's pretty neat.
Let me check. Knowledge Arcana, anyway, the front can check on it.
Nope.
I
in the
don't
back.
have anything in that or in my train, so I cannot. Well, I could give it a DC 10. Let's go.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Is this a DC 10 or?
No, this is not a
Okay.
DC 10.
Then I will not.
Okay, I have to look up what this does land, because unfortunately... Oh, I have it here. Great. Swift action, 20-foot radius burst on land. So let me just draw a square here.
Barf on you guys?
I think I've kind of recovered from Barf.
So it's just like, that's revealing. That's not drawing a square.
Nice.
Let me... Where are you? Oh, there it is. Draw ship. This green square will be the barf area that you'll have to
The
do.
barf area.
Yeah, the barf
Forest.
area.
Oh, I was just joking about the barf. It actually is vomiting on us?
No. Well, I mean, a blackish
Kinda?
foul liquid will cover the area.
Kind of vomit. Ink of some kind.
It's like some kind of ink of some kind that it
It
throws out.
inked itself.
That's mostly correct. I will also reveal, if this reveals correctly, you're in this area here. Meaning it is above the... it's basically in little... This area here is fairly out of the water right now. So it's kind of like
Where
in
is-
slightly bits of water and on land.
D5? Is there-
Yeah,
okay,
D5. But it's
Oh,
amphibious,
kinda
so
like
it's
beach.
okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean,
on
it's
the
in like a
ground.
couple feet of water, but enough to like splurt out this horrible stuff all over the area as you're entering and be like, grr, snarl, egad, and I'm gonna throw out this thing here and put it close by and gonna click on this token and click this thing here.
I'm going before it,
Oh, I
at
think-
least.
I think I missed it. There we go. I consistently roll high and I can never do anything. What am I doing on my turn? Nothing. Skip.
Welcome to level 1 wizard and also being in a narrow cave.
What if we just choose not to go in there?
Well, I think that's like the direction we inevitably have to go to get any results.
Yes.
On the other hand, oh no, they're gone.
Give up on the
We
people.
tried.
Okay, so Natalius is waiting until get a better position.
I can't do anything.
Yeah,
You can
Revia.
hold your action to move if a position opens, to be fair.
Well, it's like I could go here, but I don't think I can see anything. It's
you
covered
might
in goo.
actually...
The goo doesn't give it cover because it only gives it cover
Oh, it's out of range.
in water.
It is a little out of range.
Yeah.
It's out of range, so I can't do anything
Yeah.
anyway.
So it does not gain.
I
It's
can roll Arcana, I guess, because I
see
can
it,
see
yeah.
it.
the You sure?
All right, 26.
Hey, it's a devilfish.
Cool. Lightning doesn't know what that is.
Yeah. They are creatures that. That's the best way to describe them. That's a good question. Give me a second to give you a good description of them. Devilfish. Thanks, PSFRD. They're intelligent, rudimentarily intelligent creatures. So they're smarter than your average animal, but not super smart. They are... Come on, load up Roll20. It's a purple 7-armed octopoid monstrosity the size of a horse, with hook-lined tentacles, cold blue eyes.
Disgusting.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot to roll to initiative.
Mhm.
I'm a dum-dum.
It's also
14
got like a
teams.
fiendish legacy, so it has spilled unholy blood within the area.
I don't know what
Okay.
that means. So
What does that
that'll
do?
be fun to find out.
Those people exposed to the blood must be careful about being nauseated by it. It's also slippery and provides difficult terrain if it's on land.
Which
It
it
has a
is,
bite and
sort of.
it has tentacles. It has a bite.
I guess I know that the blood is unholy or whatever. I
That's
got a
weird.
26. I don't know. It's up to you what
Okay.
I know.
It's got tentacles that can grab people, and once it grabs people, it can bite them, and poison them with its bite.
So
And
I
it's-
tell you that it's semi-intelligent and it can poison you.
Yeah.
I guess.
And
and grab
the blood has negative effects on the living.
And I
Do I know that?
AKA, if you fail a save, you'll be nauseated for a brief period of time.
But do I know that?
You rolled a 26. The answer is sure.
Okay. I'll also warn you about the blood is like dangerous.
Yeah,
Can I delay my initiative to after Rio's?
sure. That's fine. You can delay. We'll go after it.
Yeah. I assume I can't fit through any of this because, you know, this seems like a tight squeeze.
Yeah.
Does
So-
that put you as a 13 for your initiative?
Fortunately, this cave doesn't lose all of its water because it would be screwed because it needs some water. But like
To be
during
fair.
low tide, it probably is not in a pleasant mood because this area has pretty much very little water. You know. So Revy's delaying until after Rio. Quentin, what do you want to do?
Delaying.
Okay. Rio, what do you want to do?
I'm looking something up real fast. Okay, so I have
Honestly,
been
I-
forgetting part of summon monster. Some summons have special abilities. Eagle, for example, has smite evil / good. So I need to quickly put that on the eagle character sheet because I'm gonna summon an eagle on my turn
Nice.
because it flies above the goop.
Ooh.
I will also tell
That's
you,
gonna-
you might be in goop.
I'm not.
It's a
in this
20-foot radius. That's why I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think I put it down correctly.
I'm still gonna. I mean, my plan doesn't change. I'm still gonna summon an eagle.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna quickly put the smite.
I guess it could be this.
Maybe?
Is it a cube or a sphere?
It's probably more of a cube. Well, it's probably technically a sphere because, I mean, it's a radius from a point.
Yeah.
But-
well, I mean, then.
I assume maybe it's like
Probably.
its center, though. I mean, it's not the
Okay,
center.
I can click on its center. I just have to unsnap.
Yeah.
Why did you unsnap?
This is the center. I got
5, 10, 15.
I think I would be in the goop. Yes.
Yeah.
What
So,
do I roll to be?
Give me a fortitude save.
fort saved.
Fort
I'm
save.
roll water fortitude saves.
Yeah.
I have a whole 2 fort save. 7.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna click the condition. What condition do I have?
Second.
Nauseated.
it.
Nauseated.
nauseated.
Not as bad.
It's got -2 and stuff, I think.
And you will be that way for 4 rounds.
Cool.
What is it? A -2.
Nauseated is you
It's
have
like-
to take
like-
one action.
It's like, is that what nauseated is? Just one action?
Nauseated is really bad.
One move or
That's
action.
honestly not that bad for me because there's not much I can actually do. To be fair.
Well, your
it's
one
not-
action is summon monster.
Yep. I
A
summoned.
nauseated.
round.
The only action you can take is a single move action.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why
Yeah,
I said
Well,
that.
I mean, I can't do
You cannot
anything then.
attack, cast spells,
Alright, move over
consequence
here.
You can
spells.
take it once per cloud, though. So once you recover from it,
I
you
guess
will
I
be
just
done.
move
Okay. So you move out. It's
and do nothing for 4 turns then.
Yes. that's
Sweet.
fine. Devilfish.
Well, no, my
For the devil.
Oh, yeah, you're going. You're-
There's a bunch of held actions.
There's a bunch of held actions. Okay, go ahead.
Well, my action was going to move forward.
So
didn't
make,
warn you about the
make your
blood.
fort save. I will put you at 13.
Uh,
That'd be your new
I was
initiative.
gonna move forward.
Uh-huh.
Um,
It will try to tentacle you. It's got a 15-foot reach, let me put. So if you
Well,
move forward.
well, that's also fair. I can't even 5-foot step, can I?
You can't within the difficult terrain it's created.
You know?
Yeah.
This is
I,
actually much better for you because normally it gives itself total concealment underwater. Which is worse.
Well, I don't have a lot of choice. I'm gonna not move forward then. I'm just gonna back up
Uh-huh.
because fuck that.
Yep. Mine goes off and I go back.
Okay.
About that thing I said about us not going in there.
Blurp.
It moved. It moved.
I guess I'll try to tentacle your Rio. Oh, yeah, Quentin, you also know it only lasts for a short period of time. So, I mean, like, if this thing is large, so probably can't get out.
What AC am I looking at for this?
11, I don't think will hit you.
No. Is it a touch attack or is it?
No, it's just slap.
Okay,
It tries to tentacle slap you. So it misses you.
Alright, I'm just gonna
it
face
moved an
tank this
attack.
thing for a little bit.
Okay. Natiles.
I don't know. I guess I can orbit.
You could orbit. You were within 25 feet.
Alright.
I don't think it can move any farther in this area.
No. It can't.
Does a 12 hit its touch AC?
Yes.
It takes 2 acid damage.
Sweet. It takes 2 acid damage.
I guess I can move here in case people want to get out of the way or take my spot. Or
I will tell you, most likely when this area is flooded, it can much easier squeeze in between these areas. But when it is dry land,
there's squeeze through rules.
it can't for shit. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I feel like we need to get through this thing though.
I'm just gonna move up. I'm gonna take
I was also
the
suggesting
cliff.
if you like,
God damn it.
you could wait a minute and the blood will go away.
Nah, Yaku would not wait a minute.
Yakul is too dumb for that.
Yeah, make a
respect that.
fortitude save then, please.
Don't get nauseated.
I mean, that would be... You're not nauseated. Okay. You don't have to
Heck
worry
yeah.
about it.
So you know what it is. Earthbreaker power attack.
Did it? It made attack of
Yeah,
opportunity
it is.
already, didn't it? Or did it not?
No,
Yeah,
it made
me
a
no.
regular attack.
Regular attacker did not make an A up against me.
Okay.
That is a hit, of course.
That's why
Lot.
we don't
That's
fight
fine.
the creature. That is +7 to hit.
Yeah, that's why you kind of get in an area where it can't do anything. You just throw range attacks at it.
Yeah.
That's
And you were
cool,
grabbed.
fine, I'm sure.
I said my piece. If you guys want to fight it, you're on your own.
If you're not gonna fight it, give me your bow.
Buy your own, bitch!
Okay.
Well, it can't
I-
buy it right now.
It can't bite right now, but it could bite on its next turn. Quentin moved into position below Revia too, right? So,
Yeah.
descending. We did. Natilius was shot. Rio, we didn't do again. I'm sorry, we skipped Rio because we wait. What?
Rio
People held
moved.
actions for after I did something.
And it's
Yeah.
confused
I
the
moved.
shit out of me. Oh, Yakub didn't. Okay, we're good. You're good.
Cool
You're
was
good.
regular.
Yakub was regular, and so yeah, this was.
So now we're back at the top of
Yeah, it'd be
initiative.
regular now.
So it's regular.
Whatever,
from
we're doing initiative from here.
Natilius down.
I'm confused, so we'll just do initiative from now.
It's fine because it's the state we're at anyways.
Yeah, some stuff just weirded up things. Natilius, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go here and orb.
Sure.
That's every turn is gonna be an orb from me.
Okay.
Hey, it takes 1 whole acid damage.
Still, it's less hit points than it had a minute ago.
Yeah,
Rio.
because it's like
Before
50
we
or
can do-
more.
Do I have to move? I just stand
No,
here?
but you could just be nauseous there
I'm
for
gonna
a
just
second
move, like,
turn.
over here, so I guess
Yeah.
I'm kind of out of range.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Well, then you're blocking Revia.
Allies can move
fight in
past
melee
allies.
anyway. I can't
Yeah,
fight in
cool.
melee, so.
You are grappled. You can fight within the grappled. You can bite it. Certainly.
Trying to think. I don't. Yeah, I'm just biting away.
Since we have the same initiative,
Mm-hmm.
can I go first because I have higher dex?
Sure.
I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna cast Bless.
Okay.
What's up?
Everybody's blessed.
Everyone's blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And I ask in if Quentin's not gonna fight, give me the bow.
Fuck no! Get your own, bitch!
Quentin,
gotta
you'd have to
fight.
swim where
I
you're
don't
going.
have enough arrows. I'm not wasting them on this when we don't have to fight it.
Sounds like a coward.
If you want to pay for my arrows from this point going forward,
I'll buy your bow. Right now.
you're not buying my bow. I like my bow.
Looks at you disappointed. Anyway, it's my
Dis-
turn.
You're cool?
Yeah.
Disappointment from the cult leader. Oh, no.
disappointed from the coward that won't fight with the party. You know? Pretty reasonable disappointment for the character.
Alright, so... yeah, I'm just gonna bite then. Power attack bite.
You certainly do.
23.
Minimum
And
damage is still great.
Yeah, that's you hate to see that.
Still,
You're the
it
only
is
person that has
damage.
damage against this thing.
I mean, anybody could deal damage against it, honestly.
Only person with any reasonable damage.
Revia.
I already did my turn.
Oh, you did.
I casted Bless.
Quentin.
I'm looking to see if I have anything else.
Quentin, give me... What knowledge skills do you have?
Trained?
Yes.
Engineering and local.
Give me a dungeoneering check. If you wanted to, perhaps you think that this path over here probably leads around down here. Why is my ping not working?
Yeah, I brought that one up earlier.
If you wanted to right now, you could probably try to move around that way and sneak around and get a hide and try to hit this from hidden.
Might as well. I'll see you guys in 12 turns.
My roll 20 is just acting up. It's not going to take that long.
I can move 3 squares.
Roll 20's been a little bit porked.
You can
right?
This is
double
all
move.
difficult terrain.
You can double move.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Alright, well,
So you can move 6 squares.
Well, I
Yes.
guess you got a reflex save for going through this,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
do I need to do it for every tile, or...?
No, just the ones I said. Okay. Devilfish will attempt to maintain the grapple. He will.
+9 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just... for whatever reason, they don't have this thing as an actual attack because it's a special attack. So I'm just going to roll... The damage is different than this one. But here's the attack roll. So it will do less damage to you. But you will have to give me a fortitude save.
Or be munched.
What is munching you for 11?
Oof.
That is significantly less damage than 36 +4.
Yes, but it likes to poison things, and so that's what it does.
So it's munching me for 11. Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, well, give me a fortitude save anyway.
How
to
much
see
I
if
can
it's-
do to help you? Sorry.
Yeah.
So wait, they hit me with both of these? I think I might
No,
just be-
no, the tentacle does not hit you. I was just using the
Gotcha.
attack bonus.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay, so 11 puts me at
Mhm.
8, and I need a fortitude.
Yeah.
12.
Okay.
I don't have a ranged weapon.
A point of strength damage.
Is Yakul just like in the creature's like body now?
Kind of. It's got like grabbed to the tentacles kind of thing.
Being nommed.
Being nommed. Yeah. Natilius.
Well, I'm in range to orbit, I guess, still.
Sure.
We'll throw an orb. No.
You.
I wildly missed.
I have an important question.
Sure.
Interacting with a weapon is a move action. Can I give my crossbow as my move action to Revia?
Sure.
Okay, you have a crossbow now.
I just
Did you
take the
need
bolt off
bolts?
your back.
Yeah, you
I
have
can
a
just
light, you have a
grab
light
them.
crossbow. Yeah, you're just on my
I
back.
just
Go
grabbed
for it.
them. I'm right behind you. I just grabbed them off your back.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny. I don't like crossbow to my sheet.
Yeah, you just have a light crossbow. I have 19 bolts currently, so
It's like crossbow is what, a D8
Six.
or D6?
D6.
Okay. That's your third turn of
Yep.
being
I
nauseated.
think it's D6. I'll double check.
So next up is Yakul. Give me a Constitution check.
Ranged attack. 27.
You should be able to just drag it. Light crossbow should just be.
Natural 20, baby.
I have my character sheet
Fuck
popped
my-
out. So I can't-
Oh.
All right. You're up at 1 hit point.
Wait, well, that's insane.
Is that the end of my turn?
No. I think you can just act because you
Yes,
just did the
you can
natural
act.
20.
You can
You just
act.
like snap to it, like ah!
Y'all
And-
cool,
Oh
Chad.
no.
I am going to bite.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious. Oh no! Wait,
What
wait.
happened?
Grappled?
Oh no.
So does it have a penalty or whatever to its AC?
No, unfortunately, because you both have the penalty.
Once I attack and
Revia,
damage.
It is
If
a
I
D8.
can't even like move away, there's not much I could do.
you're still
Um,
grappled by it.
I can post like, the crossbow. that
I'm
you
looking
need.
at my spells, so give me a second.
Okay.
Target weapon ignites into flames. It's not
It is a
very-
D8, by the way.
Yeah, it's D8 and
It's
it's
a D8?
when it's medium size. Yeah, yeah. Because it's like, wait a minute, that
Uh,
doesn't seem right. Because crossbow's D10. So I was thinking.
If I-
shotgun, I think.
Theoretically, if I shot this creature with fire damage, it would be affected by it because it's not
Yes.
submerged in water.
It's not
okay.
submerged in water. Not
So,
fully.
you would you agree to this spell working on a crossbow? It does not say melee weapon.
It
Oh,
does say target
does.
one
It
melee
does.
weapon.
I
Melee weapon.
was looking at the wrong part of the text. I didn't look at that part.
Oops.
Then that's that's fine. Well, I swift action cast Divine Favor, so I have an additional +1 to attack and damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I'll need it to try to not. Get
You're also
killed.
blessed too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, and I'm gonna, I guess, with a -4, is it in melee? What's the situation here?
It's big enough you can target other squares that aren't
Okay.
in melee with Yakul.
Okay. So I just get my normal attack mod to it, right?
Yeah.
For my attack
That's
mod.
one of the advantages of large creatures. You don't have to target the area that's being in a kerfuffle. You can target one of his other squishy spots.
Yep.
1 second, I want to make sure. Oh, shit. The Divine Favor is increased by 1, right? At level 3? Let me just make sure I have it.
It says
Oh, I
per
plus it
3
says.
caster levels.
So, that means at level 3 it becomes +2?
Yes.
Or... At level 3 it's still +1.
Every 3 casters, because that's how it works for spells. Is you get it just like. I think yes. Because that's how it works for spells.
I
Yeah, I
think
mean, if you're a caster level.
I think this one it doesn't say like 1 plus 1
Yeah.
per 3 caster levels. I think it's supposed to be like +1 per 3 caster levels, minimum of 1.
I agree.
So yeah, Warpriest is also a weird one.
So it's only +1 to hidden damage, correct?
So it'd be
granted.
+1 to hit the damages.
Okay. I had to change it in the macro
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
before to make it work, but yeah. Alright, well, I'm rolling. Well, a nice
hit.
probably hits, but 2 damage.
Hey,
Plus
damage is damage.
one?
Is that with the +1 or not? With the
Yep,
+1?
that's
You have-
everything
You have
modified.
X?
Dex doesn't add to
Oh,
it.
that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
Dex doesn't
just
add
I've
to
done
it.
that.
yeah.
Quentin, what do you want to do?
Debating my life decisions. That's what I'm doing.
That's a fair action.
You could double move normally in that area. This
I
area
do
here
double move.
goes down to like out of water.
Oh god,
I think it
that's a very long distance.
Yeah. Well, you can do another double move.
You can run, maybe? Kind of straight?
Through
No,
this
probably.
you could maybe run. No, you really couldn't.
Probably not.
But it's actually not that many double moves.
Well, if y'all cool gets hit again, he's
It
unconscious.
still
and
isn't
maybe
even
dead.
guaranteed I'm going to
Oh,
fight
hey,
this
guess
thing.
what?
Devilfish.
How much con do you have, y'all cool? You're at -3 con, right? Which is
I
Very
have
bad.
-2 cons. I have 14 right now.
Right.
That cool's
Just
fine.
gonna roll.
okay. Good to know.
Something. Let's see, what does it want to do though?
We're kind of in this weird stalemate currently.
It
Yeah.
wants to
Instead of,
just die and let us pass.
I mean, it doesn't like that there are people in there that are bothering it.
As soon as I can act, I can do something.
Like, Yakul hasn't really done a lot to it, fortunately.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately for him. But let's just roll the disc here.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Oh!
The grapple's released?
Uh,
Pull's free.
It doesn't break the grapple because Cool didn't break
Okay.
grapple. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't make a bite attack. I don't think a 14 will hit your CMD. Right?
Isn't it 15?
It gets +4 from grappling, so it's only a 14 CMD. I don't think that hits you, Yakul. Does it?
No, thank
Nope.
goodness it does not.
So it rolled it tries to bite you again, but this time you're like back up at the low hit point. You're like holding back like a bunch of its tentacles, like so you're like in its mouth almost.
Oh Lord, I need to
Natilius.
some healing or
I
something.
guess we'll orbit for 1d3 damage if I hit it. There's a 14 hit.
Yes.
It takes 2 whole acid damage.
Okay.
I can't heal you at all, Yakul, because I'm gonna fail the caster check to do it.
Well, Rio, you're no longer nauseated, I think, after this.
Has it been 4 rounds?
This is the 4th round, yeah.
So I still could. I'm pretty sure I'm still nauseated.
Yeah.
So after this, I'm unnauseated. Okay, I do
Yeah.
nothing.
You're cool. What do you want to do?
Um,
You're in a death battle with Thing in its mouth. Almost.
I'm gonna do the only thing Yakul knows how to do, and that's attack. So
You're still blessed. Yeah.
I'm in. 9 points of damage.
Okay. Alright, Revia.
I'm gonna take another shot
Okay.
because, yeah, it's gonna takes 5 points of damage.
Alright. Quentin.
Stop double clicking. There.
You want to make that stealth check if you're going to only move up once.
No, that was the double move.
No, remember, you're not difficult terrain right now.
Yeah, this is just normal terrain.
Yeah, because it gets up into the less water area in here. So you could move up. Yeah, you're stealthy-ish. Let me just check what its perception is.
There's a lot of thrashing about too, you know.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
also pretty
The
distracting.
thing is, I don't know if I'm stealth or not. Like,
Well,
you shouldn't tell me.
unfortunately for it can't do something. Actually, let me see what happens when it does this above water. I'm just curious.
It's inking itself.
No.
Oh no.
I prefer ink over unholy blood.
True.
I mean,
The unholy
Not wrong.
blood. The unholy blood isn't even the problem. Like, god damn it.
Well, it's a problem for one of our people specifically.
Yeah.
They can't do anything because of it.
Yeah.
Nauseated a really bad.
jets a bunch of water out and moves right to here.
All right.
It really can't move
Fair.
any farther, unfortunately, without moving, because there's no water here
I
at
mean,
low
that's
tide.
Well, I can
But
orbit it.
it's no longer grappling you. That's the good news.
Well, there's nothing
Yeah,
else
I
I
did.
can do to it now, so.
This is a marked improvement of the previous situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is improvement for you.
Yeah, true. Not wrong.
It decided to try to leave. What do you want to... Natilius, do you want to move up? Do you want to stay there?
I'm not going anywhere in that room.
Okay.
So I guess I can have
Rio,
an
you can do
actual
stuff.
orb.
Oh fuck.
Try to murder it with an eagle?
Eagle.
Point anymore?
I don't know. Up
I
to you.
still think I think we have to go through this area to get
We
to the rest of
do.
the
I'm pretty sure.
There's another path, I beg you.
Oh yeah, another path that I don't know probably goes to here.
We don't know
Anyways.
where to go.
Is this is still gooped?
It is still gooped, but the goop only makes it difficult terrain for you right now.
Oh, I won't get nauseated again if I go
No,
in?
you only have to make a save once. So
Alright,
you
well-
and Yakul are immune to it for the rest of the
You
day.
can just do it. I'm healing you.
Heal.
Yeah.
Oh. An unfortunate roll.
I mean, that's
So,
HP is HP.
Can I stand here?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go before Yakul because I
Okay.
don't know what Yakul's gonna do, and I don't trust Yakul. So I'm gonna go over and use my last spell slot to heal him.
Mm-hmm.
You get 8 HP.
Alright.
What does Yakul do?
See, y'all cool. You could just see like the fury in his eyes as he like grips his hammer and looks back towards the fish. and you see like a rare moment of consideration where he turns back to you guys and says, "Do I chase it?"
I would recommend not running in there.
Yeah, probably don't do that.
And he will back up if you guys will allow him to move through your square.
Fine.
Just sort of back into the area, so where he definitively can't be attacked by that creature. He's fuming, but he's gonna listen to the wisdom of his friends.
That's fair.
Quentin, what do you want to do? You can see it.
I peeked around the corner and saw no one there.
See this thing, like blocking this area now.
Yeah.
He's big and ugly.
You don't know if it's seeing
For a
you.
moment. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here for a moment.
Okay.
I can't see these guys. I see nobody in here, and that thing's over there. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
I am not charging in there.
Well, you don't need to charge it. I mean, you can sneak attack it.
You have a bow.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I don't. I don't get sneak attack.
Oh, you're
Bow
too
at
far
this
away.
range.
You
Ah,
can still
yeah.
bow.
Oh,
Okay.
You're not within 30 feet. That's right.
yeah.
You have to be like, like in the first
You
square.
have to be in the room,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
Again,
move back.
I'm not charging.
Okay.
In
Okay. Slowly squeezing
Well, this
through.
is going to become a problem for later.
it's the squeezing way.
Is the vapor still there? The like.
It lasts for a minute. It has been like 5 rounds.
Yeah. Okay. Just ask.
Yes. The slicky slime is still there.
Achilles probably does nothing.
Are
No,
any of you
not
doing
going
anything? We'll kind of put it to this.
I'm not gonna go in there. We'll just mist this up.
Okay.
Well, the
I'm-
goop is up rather.
I'm gonna try to take a peek. Maybe get nauseated.
Well, actually, I can't be nauseated anymore.
Yeah.
And it is fleeing.
Yes.
And also, I'm very hard to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I will enter the room.
Okay.
If only to get a look-see down, like, in this area. If I can see anything.
Yeah, it's a tunnel. Moving down the tunnel.
It's a shame I don't have my crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you could have taken it from me.
Can I have my crossbow?
If you were like, hey, can I have it? Yeah,
Sure.
I would hand it to you.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at it then. Let's see. This is difficult terrain. I can only move 25
Well, you can
feet.
swim, right? Oh, that is the.
I
It has like
25 feet of
2 feet of water. It's not really great to swim in.
That's what you
half
think.
half of 25 is weird.
Just do the 15. Honestly,
Suddenly
the half
the
of
fox becomes
25.
goldfish and can swim in 2 feet of water.
Goldfish.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take a shot at it
Okay.
with my crossbow.
Sure.
Hopefully it's at like 8 HP and you just krill.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay.
You will hit it. Yeah, certainly will hit it.
Not dead. Unlucky.
Not dead. Yeah, cool. You or Revia trying to do anything?
If everybody wants to go first, I'll let the.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step. I'm gonna try to my nausea check.
Make your nausea check. It's a fort save. You're
Really?
nauseated, unfortunately.
I'm nauseated and I kind of back up.
For how long?
Oh, yeah. I need to roll a d4. A round.
Hey!
It's not bad.
Hey.
That's better than what
I
happened to
back
me.
up and I'm like nauseous on the holding the wall. You go first.
I pat you on the back and say, "It will wear off." And with that, I will start making my way. This is all still, so it's 5, 15, 25 is where I'll be able to go.
Yeah, 25 would be right here. Yeah, it'd be the difficult terrain.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Que-
Actually, I can double move, so.
you could move again, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Is it difficult terrain in this low water? Because it's like a couple of feet of water, or
No,
think
it's difficult
I-
terrain in the square right now.
Yeah, the ooze is making it the difficult terrain.
I mean, there's still
Right,
like
yeah.
there's still the stuff left over from here, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really affect you as much because the low tide, is.
I
in.
forgot about the ooze. I was just looking at the color of the map.
Yeah. Quentin, you want to do anything? You can see your friend, your allies have kind of emerged.
I just
Yeah,
got a
and
thing.
a whole bunch of that goo.
And squeezing through. Takes it a minute. Let's get in there.
Yeah. I don't think we really want this creature roaming free.
No, I want it dead.
That sounds like way worse
Rio
than
wants
fighting.
this thing dead.
Achilles, do you want to do anything or just
Nope.
wait? Okay. Rio.
Well, there's a boy in my way.
There is a
I'll go
big
here
boy in your way.
instead.
Let me just reveal more stuff
I mean, you
here.
could probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can easily get here.
Shoot.
I
Squid.
could shoot it, or
Shoot.
I just getting Jurassic Park flashbacks, the first
yeah,
one and the very
I'm gonna
beginning.
try to shoot her again.
Good.
Because Rio wants the thing to fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Very fair.
12.
Oh.
Do you have do you have blessed counted?
Oh no, I don't have blessed counted for that.
It's squeezing. It's AC
It is
must load.
squeezing. I must check how much the AC is affected by squeezing.
Yeah, I never set up the
my
macro
brain-
for bless, unfortunately.
My brain feels like 4, but I don't know. It could be more or less.
Yes.
It might be more because this is like is this type for a medium creature?
It's okay for a medium creature.
Really, this is tight.
But
for
this is
big
like a large, long
Yeah.
more than anything, so that's why it can squeeze through these areas.
It's also like a cephalopod, which are
Also
known to be
mildly
squeezing.
squishy. Yeah. So like it can squeeze. It's just not great at it.
It's beached as well, so it's above water.
Yeah, it's only going through a tiny bit of water. That's why it's got a speed of 10.
Squeezing.
And that's why it squeezes and makes a 5-foot move every one of its move actions. That's why it moves.
Squeezing is -4 penalty to AC.
Okay. Hey. So you would have a 17 effectively to hit it.
Yes.
All right. I'm just gonna do this because it matters. There's a large corpse in the way now.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, cool. You hear Rio kind of say, kind of like under his breath, you shouldn't have left the water.
I'll snort in appreciation, and
You could tell he's really bad at these one-liners, but he's really trying at this point because he sees you doing it.
I approve your one-liner.
hell yeah,
He's trying.
one line.
The body all of a sudden disappears.
Oh,
Oh no, not a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
No.
Are we out of initiative or are we still in?
We're technically out of initiative. I'll just clear this thing right
Well, I guess move over back to the guys. Well,
It's dead.
you know, let's not charge giant squids next time, please.
Yes.
Uncle.
Did it get? How did it look like it was taken away? Did it look like it just sank, or like something dragged the fucker?
now. Couldn't tell because it
Okay.
looks like the water is getting deeper in that area.
It either sank or something took it.
Well, with the torchlight, how far can we see down this hallway?
You
It's actually a good question. What is the radius of the torch?
I think it's
30,
30.
And then there's a dim light attached to it as well.
Yeah, that's another 30.
give me a second.
Torches are pretty good at illuminating things. Like
Well, that's
dungeons.
a diagonal.
And I have
so
I have
it'll be-
60 feet of low light, so probably about here-ish.
It's
Right.
not
40
60,
or
it's
40.
20.
Oh, it's
Normal light for
20?
20 feet, dim for 20.
You see that there is a chamber over there
Yeah.
of some kind.
Do we really want to fuck with that chamber? Maybe check out the other
I
path.
think we should deal with that one later.
Yeah.
You can see the remains of hundreds of remains floating in a large bowl of water that churns of bones, scrap of flesh, and carcass of strange, almost alien fish. Just
Fish.
visible in the roiling, just visible in the roiling stew are humanoid bodies floating in the water. Land corpses drifting near the bottom of the cauldron like sleeping guardians.
You know,
asked for the spy
that might.
glass.
I hand you the spot. Oh, I'll take a peek first, I guess.
I mean,
I point.
Why
Do
not?
you see our friends in there?
Yeah, I'll take a peek with the spyglass, and do the whole shebang. So I'll get +3, 1 from guidance, 2 from the spyglass, and then I'll hand it to my ally if I fail.
Right now, you do not see any signs of the people from the boat's bodies in amongst the
Oh,
ones you
so
can see.
I don't need to use my spy. If I use my spyglass,
I'll say with the spyglass you do not, even with you do not.
Okay.
Because I've given you the range of light, so I can tell you with the spyglass.
Yeah,
None
well,
of the bodies that are in there that are somewhat noticeable are that of your allies.
I hand Rio the spyglass. I'm gonna take a couple steps further to illuminate it.
Okay.
So
Be careful. All right, I look in.
I
is
just
this
take-
stuff gone yet?
the green square?
Sure. We'll just delete the green square. That's fine.
Don't
I
go
take
too
a couple.
far.
I take a couple more. Oh, you
Oh, yeah,
deleted.
Cool's been
Cool.
deleted.
He's dead.
Oh, I deleted you, cool! No!
Oh no!
Cool's
No,
dead.
he's back. He's
God.
back. He's fine. I fixed it.
Um,
Cool came back into
if
existence.
I look through the spyglass with the more light, I don't see any of the
Yeah, I don't
of
know.
our friends.
I've moved up.
Well,
Like-
friend and then maybe save.
Um,
Oh, that's about what's revealed already is pretty much the 14.
Yeah, so I'll just have you come back.
yeah.
Alright, come back. There's a chance
Um,
our friend yet lives.
It does definitely seem like an area to store food in there, maybe.
If there any place they're there, so unless we want to check out the bottom path first and then maybe engage on 2 sides instead of 1, so we can.
Highly recommend we do a little more exploring, a little less charging.
I think we should go
This
this
is-
way.
This is exactly what I had just said.
I'll point down. I think we should go through here first.
And then what we
How is Yaku looking at a glance?
Like you said, 7.
I am at. Well, no, I've got
If you could
15
perhaps,
now.
if you could
I
perhaps
got
attach
by,
a number value.
go
to
up,
it.
yeah. So I have 15 out of my 31 max that I have right now because my con is still.
Oh,
It's,
hey,
it's
oh
two.
god. Make some
one of those.
fort saves, Wilmy, please. I almost forgot
Oh.
about that.
me too, I guess.
No. You don't have to worry about
Poison.
that's the poison from the bite.
Can
Okay.
I heal him from
Uh,
this poison potentially?
Roll me like 2 more before he can get to the poison health.
Is there a way I can
Come
help with this
on.
save with
Yeah,
heal?
wait.
Wow!
This is before you.
This has been before you. I forgot about it.
6, a 5, and a 3.
Wow.
Come on, dude.
I mean, for any like future
Yikes.
ones. Oof.
How much
You'd be
strength
down
do you need?
5 more strength.
Oof, that's a lot.
Oh,
Strength or con?
Strength. This is strength based. It weakens you.
This is it.
so
Damage though, yeah, so it can recover.
I have 12 strength right now, so I'm like
Weakened.
very visibly weakened.
Yeah.
And I have 15 out of 31 HP.
If you want to roll a heal check to see about giving a bonus to this next save, go ahead.
Okay. I will use some of my heal kit to give me a +2 to this.
Okay. This is
Oh,
like
+3
you're the
actually.
this is like when you would have gotten
Um,
to Yakul, we'll say. You know.
So actually, it should have a +3 because of the healing kit. So I'm not. I'm gonna just activate it real fast. This actually, that's gonna be a 4. 14. I don't know if that helps.
It does not help.
Did you add guidance?
Oh, I didn't add guidance. I don't know if someone guidance me.
I mean, you can guidance yourself.
I
could've
can
guidance.
guidance.
It would have been another
Yeah,
save.
I don't think it would have been enough.
Yeah, would have been a
okay.
save. So Yakul, give me another fortitude save.
Do you have lesser restoration by chance?
Okay. You want to try it one more time because you have one last save to make.
Yeah, I will attempt to.
Well,
help
first,
again.
you're cool. Roll the save. Let's see if you need help. You might roll.
Yeah.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
So you take no more. You get over the poison. It was 6 rounds or 2 saves in a row. Turns out the last 2 saves in a row were the ones you made at the end. Not helpful.
I have if you don't want to use your remaining spells, Rio, I have a potion of cure moderate wounds we could give him.
I do not have much left, so it would be good.
I hand Yakul a potion of cure moderate wounds. Drink up, friend.
That is 2d8 plus what?
Plus
3.
I think.
Put 2d8 plus 3 because minimum.
Yeah.
For casting the spell.
Plus 3?
So, oof,
Not fortunate.
not
not
great.
terrible.
roll.
That's it.
It's still hit points.
Not a great roll.
That
Yeah,
is
I'll take
almost
them.
min roll.
Pretty bad.
It's almost minimum, but what are you gonna do? Some happens to the best of us. I drink the potion. Still like trying to shake off this very weakened feeling. Yelkul will wait for the somebody else to lead the way right now.
Which way do you
Rio?
want to go?
We'll go under first, and then we can formulate a plan to attack this cauldron
Right.
room.
Let's go.
I'll be behind
I'll head
you,
up this way.
yeah, and I'll follow right behind.
Oh god, there's another path. Oh, is this squeeze through or is this normal?
That's normal, we'll say.
Okay. It just looks like the squeeze through areas, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, what do I see in here?
That is...
Maybe you don't have to fight the 8.
The walls of the small cavern display strangely ribbed markings. Give me a perception check on this one.
Perception. Okay.
Sure.
Do I get one as well, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Find him?
Yeah, you can roll perception.
11.
20.
Oh, Revia, you will notice that there does seem to be metal bars at the bottom of this, like on the almost as a floor on this water.
In the D4 area?
Yeah. It's
There's,
got like a metal kind of grating that's almost a floor. That would be enough that you could walk on top of them, but the water probably goes below there. You're not sure what that's for, honestly.
There's a grate under this area.
Mhm.
Walkable, it seems.
He wants me to go test it.
Yeah, maybe
He wants
take
me
a
to
peek
send
under.
something to go test it.
I mean, I don't think we need to test it. Maybe peek under.
I put my head under the water. What do I see?
Okay.
Basilisk.
Hey.
Oh, sea
So
bass.
it's underwater bass. Hey.
Hey, it happened last time.
Yeah,
found where they're carrying
yeah,
from.
yeah, no. Fortunately, this time
put
it's
my head
not
underwater to
underwater
see
basilisk.
what we could find, and
Put on my sunglasses.
Okay. You will see this guy, and it didn't select the other guy.
Oh shit.
Is he like?
They are below
old?
there. I will show you the handout of these
Oh
guys.
no.
I know what those are.
Yeah, I know what those are.
Rio doesn't. I do.
I know what those are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of these fuckers.
Yeah, a knowledge
Well, technically,
religion.
that's a different thing.
I used a different image for that
Yeah,
because I
so
couldn't
that's
find
a
another one.
ghast or a ghoul, I think.
That is
Ghoul
a
or
gas.
That's a ghoul.
This is a
what
Lacedon.
kind of check?
Religion.
Alright.
I'm assuming I can't make one because I don't see this.
Are you trained in religion at all or not?
No, this would just be for the 10.
They
If the
seem to be
technique is-
some kind of undead. That's the best you can say.
Alright, I bring my head up. There's undead under there.
Let me take a peek. Alright,
Okay.
I take a peek.
I shuffle out the way so you can
Uh-huh.
take a peek.
Give me a religion check. You'll probably be able
I'm-
to see them because you can point it out, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm
Are they
trained in
under
this
the
thing.
grate?
Is it like
Never
a-
mind, I
nice-
suck.
Yeah, they're under the grate. They're like trapped in there.
You know, I wasn't the best student. Didn't really pay attention in
No,
church.
that's fair.
It's not in my nature.
I don't think anybody else has religion in your group, do they?
They dangerous? Nope.
Probably.
I mean, I would most undead are.
Are they sealed in by a grate, like a cage?
The grate seems to be like over top of that area, like keeping them sealed in. So it's like they're caged in there.
Oh,
Does it
you know,
look like the grate is an obvious like trap that would lift up or anything?
You can't notice.
Or at least, okay.
There doesn't seem to be any obvious mechanisms, I will say. Certainly, like, from what Revia saw. It looks pretty heavy, so maybe it's just really difficult to lift up, honestly, without, like, good leverage.
well, do we want to continue and
I can take the
Murder.
rear.
that might be wise. All right.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by something. What was the question asked?
Continuing.
I'm gonna take the rear, so we're gonna keep going. That way, if they do come out or something, they'll come against me.
Okay. I will continue on this way, I guess.
Okay.
Yep, I'm following behind.
That is... Every
Oh,
time
darkness!
I try to click reveal, it always defaults to conceal.
I absorb the darkness into me.
I really dislike that it does that. It defaults to
That-
conceal.
That sounds like an exclusively Firefox thing to me.
I think it might be.
It might be exclusively fine.
Because I use Chrome and I've never had that happen for me.
well, the vector one doesn't, I think.
Okay, which way do you want to go? There seems to be passage to it.
Which way?
Follow this path.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I peek my head around this corner. It gets a little narrow up here.
Still passable, but narrower.
Possible. Oh, if your cool's loss of buffness, he may be able
He's
to
a little bit less swole.
Yeah. I hate to see that.
I mean, he's technically still just a swole. It's just like he's been horribly poisoned, so it looks like obviously he looks very sickly.
No, this is just the brand new pirate dieting method. Probably
Yeah.
20 pounds in 5 seconds.
Horrible
Horribly
amounts of
poisoned.
poison. Horrible amounts of poison.
Do I hear anything from down here? It's a question I've not asked yet.
Roll perception.
22.
Can I
Nope.
put a spyglass to their ear?
Yes, you
Can
can.
I- can-
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, can I get one of those ear trumpets at some point?
Yes, you can.
That's really, yeah.
You need a big floofy one though, because you got
yeah.
big fox ears.
What do my fox ears hear?
That's
if
hilarious.
anything?
Alright. So, I
I
guess
mean,
we
there's
can continue down this
like
narrow
you
path.
can hear the lapping of the water because again the water in here is technically moving just a little bit throughout this entire area.
Alright, I guess we continue pushing.
I will go until I cannot go any further because of squeezing.
You can go the entire way all the way
Alright.
over to here.
Assuming nothing bad happens, I will go over.
You can, that area doesn't squeeze.
You can go up here.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you.
Shh! Quentin, shh! We're being sneaky.
Oh, y'all cool. You can't tell
Oh,
him.
was it Yaku? Oh, sorry, I don't have.
Okay.
I have Discord minimized, so I can't see the cameras.
That was D4. I forgot to show you that.
My apologies.
He's just yell at, yeah, cool. He's like, when he sneezes, the fire comes out.
little.
He's catching a bit of a cold.
Okay.
Don't burn my robes, please. They're
let's,
expensive and wet.
Let's go to the left first, and then we
Alright.
continue looping.
The left
Well,
has worked
maybe-
out always, so.
Oh,
It really
okay.
hasn't. It's been pretty terrible, in fact.
Yeah, you know.
I'd point out the one bad one was going right.
Hey, this
Before
squeezes.
I continue,
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
do you
I have dark vision. What
Yeah,
do
yeah,
I
yeah.
see down this hole?
Oh, hey. Then I'm just gonna reveal something.
I have
'cause you,
60 feet of dark vision.
you totally
So
see it.
it's
and it-
something around here is.
Oh yeah. You know this guy's here. He's deep under the water, hanging out.
Well, I mean, he's in darkness.
Yeah. The water seems to get deeper over there again. You know, like
Okay,
back.
okay,
You're,
well, I
you're,
mean,
you're
like-
like in the 5 feet area. It gets deeper. He's
I
in the edge
see
of the darkness.
Name token?
You didn't
Oh,
reveal
sorry.
the area.
Oh, I didn't reveal it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's in darkness like the fog of war.
Sorry. He was partially out of it. There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's
hold
hanging
my
out
hand
there
up,
in like because the water here is still relatively. It's still clear enough that I'm gonna say
Yeah.
he has some cover, but you can notice it with dark vision.
Yeah. I'll put a hand up to you, cool, and be like, "There's one hiding in the water over there."
So seeing the others like moving ahead, I'll lean over
Yeah.
to you and lean over to you and say, "Did we ignore it for now, or should I go and try to take it
Just gonna roll something.
You said this area is squeeze, right?
Yes, a squeeze. I assume.
Then we
I think-
probably-
I believe that was said. We'd have to.
That
do
is a squeeze. Yeah.
Yeah, then we'd eventually be coming back around.
Yeah,
because
eventually we. I'll go to here until like the thing is determined.
It currently hasn't necessarily seemed to notice you. Nobody else sees that though. I will tell you.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking Natalie's their opinion. If I should
What layer do I have this
use,
thing on?
use the element of surprise to go and attack it, or if we should just pretend we haven't seen it and try to move on.
Yeah, I would pretend that we have not seen it. I don't think you should rush in there. We'll send in our big fox.
Not
He's actually fairly small, just covered in shadows.
Well, I mean,
And I guess-
you're large for a fox.
True.
I guess we eventually then come back around. So.
Yeah, this is getting into an area where the water is again like getting into like 5 feet deep. So this is like pretty deep in here again.
Be careful. There's one in the shallows.
I would like to try to
Good
swim
catch.
to it. And sort of swim my way to it.
Okay.
Sneakily.
Roll a stealth check then.
Alright. Stealth. I have a +2 to this because of my shadows.
Sure.
You are
add my
very
+2.
shadowy.
That's not how you type a 2, that's how you type a 1.
There is a difference.
24.
Whoa!
It certainly doesn't seem to notice you as you kind of swim through the water.
I swim, like, kind of near it.
Mhm.
How close can I... How close do I think I can get to it?
Up
That's
to
my
you.
I'm gonna try to get all the way up to this shithead.
Okay, sure.
And then I'm gonna touch him and try to evaporate his soul.
Okay.
Well,
You do not touch him to evaporate his soul.
No, unfortunately.
I guess we roll initiative.
I'm just gonna reveal some area here.
I gave it the try.
And I'm gonna throw up this initiative tracker.
Yep. It's better me in danger than everyone else, to be fair.
I'm gonna.
Accurate.
Select
Whoa!
one of these.
Hey, I rolled low for once.
Oh, I rolled a
Gotta
21.
re-pop out a grindylow sheet.
Ooh, interesting. D8 is an isolated room.
Yes.
Is it the center?
I'm starting to think we're gonna have to go fight D8.
Yeah.
Technically, this was an optional fight.
Yeah, I figured it
One little-
was.
Yeah.
This one little boy here.
No.
There's a lot more than one.
There's a
That
lot
is
more
good,
than one.
yeah.
That's just that the others, also have not been alerted. Anyway, well, that's good for you.
But technically, either the north is optional or the south is optional.
Yes. Anyway, only one can act this turn because it's aware, but it makes noise underwater. Not that you know. Quentin, what do you want to do?
I want to take a break because we're at 3 hours 30 minutes.
Fuck,
Before
we're
we
looking.
get into this combat.
God, actually, before we get into this
That's
combat,
true.
why don't we just actually end it honestly? Because do we want to push forward and try to get this combat done? That's up to you guys.
How long do you think this combat is gonna take? Is the question.
Last time it took a
You
while.
you as a DM,
At least a half an hour, I'd say. Probably.
then we should stop until next session.
Let's stop till next session. Yes. Okay. Cool. We will worry about that next time. That you've at least alerted one grindylow. Because I'm actually gonna just reveal these guys because you don't know they're here, but they'll figure out what's going on in a
I'm
second.
going to guess 9.
No.
I'm probably just thinking like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Whoop. 8.
Damn it.
The exact same number that was up top.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the wall is here to, stop them from doing shit, so...
I mean, yeah, you do have this person there that's...
We're in
very
a
hard.
better position than the last fight.
Yes,
We actually
because
are.
only one of them can actually act on this turn, while the rest of them are surprised. Because you surprised the one, and then this one can make noise like this turn to alert everyone else. So I mean, you did get a double surprise. Look, he was not actually expecting anyone to come behind him, so I gave him a penalty to noticing you guys, and so he just was like, nothing going on.
I love how they just ignore all the sounds of fighting, just right around the corner.
We're not gonna go help our friend.
Nah, they probably were just, got in an argument with each other.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
Fuck those guys in particular.
And I mean, there is probably, the sound of, ocean and waves still that echoes through this place a little bit, too. Honestly. Yeah, there's this nice central chamber here that,
This room's scary.
Yes!
Yeah, I mean...
But you
That's
did
where it
did
comes
prevent
out.
a
The other way.
devilfish from joining that room. That was good idea. Because then there would have also been a devilfish in that room.
I think we should just went in there and dealt with it.
I agree, but I was hoping that it would loop around here.
Yeah, that would
attack it from two entrances. instead of
No,
one.
they're never that convenient. Come on now.
I was hoping. Okay, let me hope.
Let you hope.
I too hoped, but I had a feeling that wouldn't be accurate.
Our characters would not know better.
That's true. You don't know that it's not or that or not.
I don't know this map was intentionally designed in a way to funnel the players down one or two paths,
I mean, I
and
could
the
have
other path
assumed
being
so, to
optional.
be fair.
I mean, you could get it all technically, but yeah. And the odd thing is, you did take the way of least resistance because the bottom path has the ghouls you can possibly run into. The Lacedons. They're aquatic ghouls,
Left is
Yeah, they're
lucky.
different.
so
But
left was a good idea.
They were caged. So I don't know.
Yeah, is there supposed to be a trigger that you flip and it brings that crate up so they can get out? Or...
No, they just if you get anywhere on top of it, they can reach through it and attack you.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's
Yeah,
just supposed to be
it's
like
fine.
a, what's over here? Oh God, my legs! You
I
know?
thought to look
Oh
under
fuck,
the
it's
water.
eating my foot.
Yeah, that's actually what they kind of do for it. I'm like, wow, this is such a jerk thing to do.
It's such
But
a dick move.
It's almost
Because-
like they're
But-
evil goblin monsters.
But that's why I was fine with it, because I'm like, feels like something. Because actually, it's actually what happened is they did put them there, but then they honestly forgot they existed.
Yeah, it's fair.
Grindylow are good at being like devious, but they're kind of stupid. They're like, this plan is great, awesome. We will murder many things, and it's like, but what about this other thing which is really important to know about? What? Yeah, Grindylow are kind of stupid to a degree. Anyway, why don't we give some shout-outs as we'll end it for today. This was a dungeon, and it was not too bad. But the thing is, you've cleared most of it out. You could possibly go and just rest up a little bit and come back.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Because, like, we already have a source of water we can use for the ship anyways.
But it's like,
But it's the risk of what
It's
about
the
the
risk
We
of
right?
what
don't
about
know
the people?
if our allies are gonna get eaten before that, and
yeah.
Or if they've already been eaten.
Put it this way.
yeah.
I would advise for us going. We shouldn't throw our lives away, given that our big damage man is -5 strength at the moment.
Very fair.
Like saving them is, or trying to save them is pointless if we end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to convince me for a rest,
Mm-hmm.
as I have no spells, so Besmara may not be able to help us anymore. I lost my
You would
connection
have
for
to
the day.
push it though to get spells back, because you can only get spells back once a day.
Yeah.
So, like, resting up to try to recover some, like, health, and so you cool some strength and stuff. That's easy to do. You
Oh
know?
yeah, and we would still have like it would still be like half high tide, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be high tide yet. It'd be starting to get to high tide.
Yeah, you'd have to wait effectively an entire day and be on the last day.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was thinking more like resting to get people HP back and stuff like
Yeah.
yeah. You could probably
the
have
issues-
someone make a medicine check and have Yakul recover
that. I don't know, maybe
double.
there's some kind of doctor here who can
Or
help
heal
with that.
check, yeah, to recover
Yeah, well-
double ability score loss.
Like, I guess the problem is we can't enter this place in high tide, right?
Well,
No. But every 12 hours is a tide. Like, every 12
technically
hours
it's
is
not
low
been 12
tide.
hours yet.
So you can wait 12 hours and have another low tide, basically. At very least, a period of time there, you know?
Yeah.
So, because it's been approximately, we'll say, it hasn't been quite 24 hours, is the thing. So,
Yeah.
it's been like 10 or 12. Well, there's also the time we went to travel here, which was a couple hours of traveling.
I'd say you'd maybe be like at...
It was like 3 hours, I think, is what we
yeah,
calculated.
so we can
So-
say like maybe you've been like 16 hours at most,
Yeah.
total.
Which is
all
pretty
the
good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not bad overall. It gives you time for thinking, but you have to decide what you want to do. I'm gonna say the good news is dead devilfish does actually help things in this case for where it was positioned. Gonna be honest. I don't know how much. Basically, maybe someone will want to eat a devilfish before your friends if they're still alive.
That's also very fair. The devilfish is probably much yummier.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
And
more
bigger.
food.
A lot more meat on the bones.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
probably people that were like with the devilfish are upset it's dead, but
They're about to be dead anyway.
anyway, I mean, you've got a bunch of grindylow here that are basically only one of them gets one turn and it acts last in the turn. So you guys have 2 turns to take care of things, pretty much.
It turns to line up as a wall of people.
Yeah, and try to get some damage in and stuff. But anyway, let's give some shout-outs. We'll do our normal kind of thing we've been doing here. So we'll start with Eric.
I am Twitch Gaming. You can follow me at, I just said hello in the chat.
You can click that.
I stream usually every Saturday, but I will not be streaming this Saturday as I am leaving Friday to go to my bachelor party. So that's going to be very fun.
Nice.
But I will be back here next week on Wednesday, And I also do I DM a stream on Tuesday on Zero Doxy's Twitch channel, so check that out.
Yeah. Quickness. Now here's the question: if your bachelor party's happening, will you be married next week? Or
No,
is it still...
I'm not. We're doing it. We just doing it early because I have to go from out of state to go to hang out with everyone.
That's a
So-
good reason to
Fair.
do it early.
Yeah,
that's very
so,
acceptable.
My wedding is actually New Year's Day, 2022. So
Oh, that's really awesome. It's cool. Lightning, got anything to shout out?
I'm here. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there's a thing going on Sundays. I'm also in that.
Yeah.
It's monstery and movie, and we killed a big, huge ant that was built like a tank.
Look, I may have just taken a CR
Molasses
5 creature, and
It was.
it technically
pretty
has
tough.
technically has worse attacks than the boulet it was based on. I will tell you. The poison is, I think, makes it equivalent, but other than that,
As someone who's almost one hit by it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that poison
Yeah.
sucks.
Good heaven.
and sometimes I'm on discussing tabletop. Usually it's always, but I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling if we
Yeah,
have it.
definitely. We should have it this year. Momo?
Hi, you can catch me here, obviously, playing a big fox. You can catch me on discussing tabletop sometimes when I join late to crash the stream.
Ooh.
And you can also catch me on Sundays where I play a cop who almost got murdered by a giant ant.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And then you can catch me here tomorrow at 9 p.m. where I play a man who's being dragged along on a grand adventure.
you are getting dragged along on a grand adventure. It's just like,
I will continue dragging you. Yeah, it's my turn.
so.
Yeah, I play a game called the Warmonger at twitch.tv/Daleric. Monday nights at 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Not 8 p.m. I can't math. Yeah, it's a kingdom making game in Pathfinder. Lots of numbers when we do kingdom stuff, less numbers when we're not doing kingdom stuff. And then also on Sunday, as the others have said, playing in a horror movie game by Tantus. I'm playing a plucky sidekick, little like 16-year-old Boy Scout that is a fantastic person.
You are a wonderful person, and you've recruited the paperboy one who wants to be a reporter to be a Boy Scout too.
I don't remember that. I don't remember those two characters in them.
And the war vet who the ants are on his property.
Well, I mean, like,
That's a good reason to fight the ants.
Like
Yeah.
Warvet,
Yeah,
the two
I
of
gotta
them.
get off my lawn. They killed my best.
Damn ant.
there is
Get off
there.
my lawn.
I will say there has been a possibly discussion of possibly a fifth character coming in for Clutch. That's just a introduced character at this point in time in the storyline. Maybe
Yeah,
someone
FBI.
like
Just like all 50s movies.
yeah.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
character just shows up.
I
we
mean,
watched that movie, and I couldn't keep track of who was the cast like halfway through.
That character just
Who are
show
these
up.
people? I don't know what's going
well,
on.
they kept Scientist Lady and Scientist Man, and then the cop was there and he died at the end, and then
Yeah.
like the FBI agent was introduced at one point in time, and then
Wait.
they had like the
Momo
general.
died at the end?
Yeah.
Oh
Spoilers.
no!
Wow, way to spoil
Spoilers.
the script, Tantus.
I mean, you don't need to die at the end, but you could. It's like
You'll
Almost died at the
he
end.
also was like not smart about that entire thing. So I'm saying like you have the option of being slightly less stupid about
I have 10 ants in that game, so I am.
You did
maybe
charge
better
a giant ant, which has a bite and a sting attack, and it has no range.
than-
you did just
Protect
like
the child.
you did just like trying to
Save
punch
the
a giant.
children, save the world.
Umbra, you got anything to shout out?
You can catch me here going the fuck to bed because I'm tired. And I'm wondering when Tantus is going to run a game based off of terrible horror movies like Tremor or Rubber.
Tremor is probably one that I will do eventually. Just like Night of the Lepus is one that I want to do because
God.
everybody loves giant rabbit monsters.
But when is Rubber or The Birds?
Like I'm gonna stick with a lot of like mostly 50s, 60s for now, but I probably will like grab in a couple of more like culty like 80s, 70s ones.
At some point, you gotta do some schlocky, terrible horror
Before
movies.
we end,
Because there's a bunch of those that can be
Oh, yeah.
really funny.
I want to grace chat with this one bit of trivia about the giant bunny horror movie. That movie shows up in The Matrix, by the way. The scene in The Matrix. When Neo goes to the Oracle, it is on the TV.
Night of the Lepus is on the TV. Oh my god, I didn't
In the
know that.
Oracle's apartment.
It's such a bad movie, but I love that.
I noticed that when we rewatched the movie like last month.
Because the bunnies are like freaking truck-sized, and then you like when they go in to attack people, they're like person in a costume sized. It's so bad. They like shrink them down.
It's a horror movie about furries.
It really kind of.
Oh no, it's my worst nightmare.
The furry convention gone wrong.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's the big schedule tomorrow, 9 p.m. EMST. Children of Wrath, of course. Make sure to check that out. Saturday discussing tabletop. Sunday at 8. We did 8, right? I'm not misremembering.
I mean, it was Tantus 8 o'clock. So.
It was like 8:30.
No, 8:30. That's Tantus 8 o'clock, to be clear.
Well, today wasn't Tantus 8 o'clock for me.
Hey,
I was on
Tantus
time.
17.
Don't deny it. Don't deny the truth, okay?
I was
I
on
like
time
give or take
today.
30 minutes.
I was in the call at 8:10
Yes, that's true.
But you were late.
because I was making food.
You were
Yeah,
supposed to-
because you expected Tantus 8 o'clock. That was what you
I
did.
did,
I
but
always
I
expect
also got
it to
distracted.
be 30 minutes late. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It happens so much.
But yeah, movie there. This
Monster
game.
movie Sunday monster.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be continuing them. I'm probably gonna have some kind. I'm gonna try to have watch parties on Monday nights, so I might have another one. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll at least have watch parties for the movies the day after we introduce them, because that'll be fun. And then brain work to answer things. I probably do some. Star Trek is on a weird hiatus, I think, right now.
It is.
Okay.
Discuss tabletop.
Yeah, so discuss
Already mentioned
tabletop.
that.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you mention that?
So I don't know what's going on with Star Trek. Josh will say something. I think we're not having it officially on Tuesdays. I think what we're going to do is probably record something at some point, and then he'll premiere it where we can like be in chat and comment on it or something like that.
Oh.
I think just because of schedule issues. Just been going
Yeah.
on. Unfortunately, scheduling issues happen in life, and he wants to finish. Him wanting to finish it, all the much power to him. You know, if we can get it done. I'm fine with that. I will figure something out to try to do that. I'll probably stream some other stuff at some point in time. I'm going to be doing some other gaming, but I'm going to try to get a little bit more spooky gaming in because I'm going to be celebrating. I'm calling it Spookvember because I didn't do anything for October at all. So it's the spookiest November. I'll be doing some random spooky games here and there. Probably a lot of Phasmophobia people because that's an easy spooky game.
Every month is spooky if you make it so.
Exactly. You just
What's the
play around.
Parasite Eve 2? Have you played that yet?
I have not played
That's
that on
spooky,
stream,
right?
but I've got to save that for this year.
It's not released.
I've got to play through Parasite Eve 1 again in December, and then play through Parasite Eve 2 this year, because it'll be
It's a
Parasite Eve 1
first-
is a Christmas game.
The
movie.
first
Oh,
game
it's
is
a
a
Christmas
Christmas
game.
game.
And so I have to play the sequel, which is the only sequel that exists during the Christmas season too,
Yeah.
because fuck the third one, it's awful.
What's third game? I've never heard of this third game.
I
Doesn't exist.
played it, so I know about it.
No, it's not real. It's
I-
never existed.
It was a fever dream?
Yeah, you
Oh.
just imagined it.
Yes.
Candace, do we need to put you back in the asylum?
Not right now. I'm okay. The flashbacks aren't that bad. The flashbacks aren't that bad.
Take your pills, old man.
When did I drop 30 frames?
I
Okay, I'm going. Bye, everybody. Have a good evening. Farewell.
Great.
I'm just like looking over